Hello,
Daniel Ira,
Kakiro.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. I had to start while you were setting up.
You always do.
I always do.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure people feel like, oh, that's cheating. That's when the projecting happens. Um,
Not really. I mean, we
no,
have
no, oh no.
hundreds and hundreds of videos.
Well, and
So,
my drawing wouldn't be as bad as it is, to be honest, if I was projecting. So,
no, not
um,
bad, but I think of
ah,
course it's very
it's
different when someone projects. Like
you can
you can
tell.
spot.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell. It's a different exercise of drawing, I feel. I feel it's drawing. When I look at let me think. Who does like cool projected drawings? Warhol maybe?
Hmm.
When I see those Andy Warhol drawings, they're super interesting. I actually, in terms of the nature of drawing, I think they're fascinating. I love that, you know, in the latter half of the 20th century, we were openly doing that very confident, like traced line. It
Mhm.
feels mechanical, but I like the confidence in it. I just, um,
Well, cuz it's an unhuman
well, but it is,
confidence.
well, it is
When
human. I mean, it is human. It is a human, trace
yeah, but you're tracing.
aided by an image, aided by another image. But it is like a very human trace. And there's something very, I don't know. Um, It's artificial, but I don't mind it. It's like openly artificial, I feel. Cuz I
When it
think it's
is openly
I
artificial, as you're talking about, for example, Warhol, yes.
yeah.
In other instances, when it's like not trying to acknowledge what your drawing really is,
Yeah.
but saying that the tracing is your drawing, I think it's problematic in the sense that you are not owning your own process, but you're trying to say that your process is another, or you in your mind you think your level is another. So I think that's
Yeah.
like cheating yourself.
But
So
I
I do
think
think that's problematic.
no, you're
But
right.
I mean, we've talked about this, and there's paintings that were projected or traced, and
Ver-
they're great paintings.
yeah, very good.
So the end result is great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe the end does justifies the means. Um no, I was thinking that yes, to sort of finish that conversation quickly because we've talked about it. It's an issue if mechanically aided drawing makes you think that you have an ability that you've gained from years of drawing.
hmm,
You kind of start to convince yourself that is something that you've worked for.
yeah,
If you have that idea in your brain, then that's a wrong idea.
yes,
But I think the problem there is not a drawing problem; it's just a lying to yourself
yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because the drawing, in and of itself, it is what it is. It's a
Mm-hmm.
technically sort of aided drawing, and that's all it is.
Yeah, well,
And
it's a tool at the end. So
right,
if you want
it's
to
not
use that,
inherently good or bad. It's nothing by
no,
itself. It's
no, no.
just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that particularly in academic instances when you're trying to like cheat yourself
Hmm.
or when you start to convince yourself that oh this is just like to make it faster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing like I could do it but I'm just doing this to make it faster.
But I feel that when that happens, people in the back of their head always know that they need that tool for that result to come.
Right,
It's
right.
not like,
It's
oh, no, no, no,
very
I
I
just.
would feel immensely insecure if
Mm,
if if I was down that path and I found myself, in an instance where I would have to draw something, but
mm,
my hand just for years hasn't really gotten used to drawing.
yeah.
I would feel incredibly insecure.
Well, and I think that that has happened. Like, I think that has happened in the sense that sometimes people have to show their drawing or like a live session drawing or something like that. And I know that nerves can make you draw 10 times worse that you would do when you're alone.
Yeah.
But you can know, okay, they're nervous and they're drawing like that because they're nervous, because they have a crowd, because they are doing it in public and they're not used to it or they don't like it. But I do think that you could see, oh, okay, this is completely different when it's someone that
Yeah.
has projected all the time.
I
And
appreciate it. Do you remember that we were watching that episode of Portrait Artist of the Year?
yep,
And this woman literally came in with a
with a
printer.
printer
Like she took a photo, she
and
brought her
tons of
PC.
paper.
Yeah, she brought a printer. She would like print it in sections, then stitch it up,
No,
then
and if
or
you say this is what
tape it
I
up,
do,
and then trace the
perfect. I mean,
photo. And that was her process. It was like, yeah, this is what I do.
yeah,
And I loved that she was like so open about it because she was like, these are my tools. My tools are my camera, my printer, tape, printing paper. And somebody else could say, oh, come on, you just need like a charcoal to draw or a brush, even. And I loved that she was so okay with it herself that she was like, well, those are your tools, but my tools are these.
yeah. Well,
Um,
but she was
I
open
thought it was
about it
brilliant. I thought it
because
was
I do,
that's the way to do it.
yeah, because I do think that there is a lot of, I don't even know if it's like a taboo around projecting or the fact that people want to draw as they trace without a projector and they just want to like find a shortcut, or they're just like never at ease with their form of drawing or their style of drawing or their like what they're able to do without a projector, so then they fake as if the projector was their drawing.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
again.
the problem again.
Yeah, again,
So but I
that's a
think it's,
lying to yourself
yeah,
problem.
but I
That
think
is
it's
not an
sad
art
because
problem.
it's something that maybe happens because of what you were saying about like the academy and how you feel that you need to draw in order for you to be a good drafts person.
Yeah, and even beyond that, just I think underlying everything is the fear of making mistakes. It's this
Yeah.
like horrifying, fear of thinking that if you mess up, then the world just crumbles,
Hmm.
and which is, you know, it's terribly emphasized when you're working in front of public,
Yeah.
and you just put yourself, you're almost like in a pedestal, and you're putting yourself in everyone's eyes, and
Yeah.
you're just showing them that you are a human being that errs,
Yeah.
that commits mistakes. I have no idea why we have undervalued, making mistakes, particularly in creative processes, because it's one of the cornerstones of making any sorts of advancements in your life as a creative person is trying things out.
Hmm.
And when you try things out, it almost inherently means that you are going to mess up and you're
A
going to
hundred
make a
percent. Yeah.
thousand mistakes.
Because then how would you learn?
Yeah, there would be like the very nature of trying something new would collapse if
Yeah.
you don't acknowledge that you are treading in like this unforeseen territory. And you know, if you've never traveled through a path before, it means that the first time you're going to travel through it, you're going to get lost.
Of
It's
course.
just it's maybe you find your way, but the possibilities, the probabilities of losing yourself are enormous.
Yeah.
So I really can't understand why drawing or the drawing ability is so tied. Well, actually, I can actually
Mm,
try. I think I understand
yeah,
why,
because
but
I kind of understand too.
drawing has such an immediate response time. I think that if you do this, you already know if it's wrong. Like if
Hmm.
it's wrong in terms of what you wanted to do, like if it gets you closer to what you wanted to do or if it gets you farther from what you wanted to do. But it takes so little for drawing to tell you, oh, no, 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 this is the wrong path.
Hmm.
That I think that instead of being a technique that alleviates the problem of trying something new, it actually makes it bigger. It puts it under a microscope. And so mistakes are painful to see when you're drawing. And perhaps because they are so evident, we become incredibly self-conscious, about them. We just, something that is very small suddenly turns, enormous
Yeah.
because in our mind's eye, there's a microscope
Mm.
just looking at it. So yeah, perhaps drawing is something. It's almost like a mystical thing, when you really stop and see how powerful it is, how primitive and powerful it can be. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I'm working hard at trying to get this drawing because all this is like all the there's a bunch of space here that's going to be kind of submerged in this shadowy atmosphere because we're going to push a lot of the sunlight. This was in Alex's garage, my brother's garage.
Mm-hmm.
Again, nothing that we were able to do with our books. None of that would have been possible if it wasn't for
Absolutely
my
nothing.
brother and his family's help.
Yes.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. So this was the garage where we were working. So this is the light would actually filter through these little windows that were on top of the garage's door. So the light in the afternoon would filter, and I took a picture of you, and I thought it looked wonderful. So we're gonna blow this up. We're gonna really blow this up. This is one of the things that we can do, I think, and it's easier to do post photography. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which is another tool.
right, because our eye doesn't overexpose things.
No.
Our eye is like the most amazing optics machine invented. Not our eye, like eyes usually, and especially those in species that were meant to survive based on visual stimulus. Um, but our eyes are incredible. We could be like, yes, we could be maybe living in a cave and for 6 months or a year, and if we suddenly step out of the cave and
See?
and
I'll be back
and she yeah
to go
Chili pooped.
give
Yeah.
her a treat because
so
she did.
but she's always pooping in the same place, and we have like a little diaper thing. So she's amazing. Yeah, pee pad. Is that what's called? Poo pad. Yeah. So she's amazing. She's been incredible. So, anyways, post photography, we were able to do what our eyes actually would strain quite a lot from doing if we were like in super extreme situations. So if we were in a cave, as I was saying, for 6 months and we suddenly stepped out, yeah, sunlight would be unbearable. But our eyes in regular conditions can adjust so quickly to light that it's remarkable. But what we can do with cameras is actually tell them, well, I want you to expose for my shadow. And when you expose for the shadow, then usually when you have such a high contrast between shadow and light, your light just gets super blown out and overexposed. And what would be let's say, traditionally a bad photograph because you are overexposing and you're not really taking advantage of your full value range. Um, in painting, or in more contemporary uses of photography, because it is quite beautiful when you overexpose things. But in painting in particular, when you translate it to painting, it's quite wonderful. I think it's amazing when digital artists do it, because this in Photoshop or in Procreate, particularly in Photoshop, that you can actually play around with layers and just give this like a super blown out effect. And actually, um, with layers, you can make it have, you can make the light have a sort of bleeding, saturated effect over the shadow. Um, I think, yeah, uh, um, digital tools are almost like perfect for that because you are looking at your screen, you are looking at light. So pushing light in a tool that actually is showing you your image through light, I think it's amazing. So painting in that sense, I think, can try to compete, but it'll always compete as a painting. It can't compete with a layer that's actually pushing light outside, from the inside out, because the colors, for a painting to compete, you know, with colors that come from light, it's just impossible. So we are gonna give it a shot. Um, I was gonna change my palette for today, but I was doing a color wheel, a Zorn color wheel today for the course that we're teaching, and I loved it. Doing color wheels or doing color charts, it's not obligatory if you're a painter. It's not, necessary if you want to get to know your palette. But it is a very beautiful moment that you spend with your palette in the sense that you're not trying to give like practical use to those colors. You're not creating relationships or harmonies. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is actually, kind of extracting that palette from the place where it gets activated, which is the painting, and you're just objectively looking at what it can do, and not all of what it can do. My color wheel was somewhat of a shorthand color wheel, but regardless, it just shows you the permutations that your
Yeah.
palette has, and it's pretty remarkable. It's such a gorgeous reminder of what you're working with.
Hmm.
Sometimes we forget about what we have in our hands, even if it seems so small. We forget what we have,
Yeah.
and so this is just, I did it in the morning, and I was actually I messed up because in my mind I was like, I want to do a color wheel slash color chart, which is, that's where I should have stopped because I should have realized that it's impossible to really mix the two, because I wanted to do a color wheel where white would also be treated as a color. So white would be also in the outer sort of rings of the outer ring of that color chart. But then what I quickly realized is that once you put it as a color, there's no way for other permutations to happen in that color wheel. And once you start to lighten things, just to show how some of those mixes behave when you mix them with, in my case, with titanium white, then it just turns into this very abstract thing. But I still have this idea in my mind that, I would love to not just incorporate white into a color wheel or a color chart just as a lightening agent. It's just as a tint, whatever what makes your tints possible. I don't like to do that. I think I would love if there was a way, which is kind of impossible, to just put it there and say, yes, here's my yellow, here's my red, and here's my black, kind of acting as a blue, but here's also my white, which is also a pigment. It is also a pigment. It is also a color, and it will also mix. But yeah, but sadly, there's no way to show all the permutations on a wheel. If you do that, what you can do is then do color charts. But those are, far more. That's a lot more work, and that's a lot more paint that you're going to use when you're doing color charts. So I kept my Zorn palette, and we're gonna go for that sunlight. This is a nice drawing. I'm actually kind of sad that I'm gonna paint over it, but I kind of have to do it. Well, I don't have to do it, but then this session would be just about drawing, and I think a lot of my drawing is already there. So I would just be kind of moving aimlessly because I kind of know that this is just about what I need, and so I would be faking working, and I don't want to do that. No, no, no. We'll paint. We'll paint. And if anything, if I think I lose my drawing too much, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it open enough, and I'm gonna probably get back into the painting and redraw some of it, and see if we can reestablish some of the drawing in there, just so it doesn't get lost, or right now I have it, but maybe when I go back into the painting, I'll lose it again because I'm that sort of person. I always feel my drawing is hit or miss. So maybe I kind of hit it right here, but if I have to try to do it two in a row, maybe I can't. Maybe that's where my shortcomings are evidenced. So, um, but we were talking about risk taking and about feeling comfortable being insecure, and about how you shouldn't really be afraid of making mistakes, and that's
Hmm.
kind of like what sadly drawing or drawing ability sometimes we equate it to with a good drawing ability sometimes we think um, is a practice that produces like less mistakes. I'm sorry, and I don't know. I don't know. I still always remind myself of that Pontormo with the six nipples. He was trying to find the nipples on this drawing of this dude,
Mm-hmm.
and he just he was just like right here, right here, right here, right here, right. And it's incredible. I loved it. It's a tremendous painter, Pontormo, and the fact that he was searching so much for something, just that drawing alone means the world to me. Every time I feel anxious about drawing, I always look at that drawing and feel okay. So that's my go-to drawing when I want to be at peace with my aching ability. So
You know what I also think?
yes,
I
please.
think that it also has to do the fact that, I mean, when you want to be a doctor, everyone has to learn how to be a doctor, and you, like, everyone acknowledges that you have to study a lot to be a doctor.
Right.
But I think that with art, there's this idea, I would call it a wrong idea, that it's just something you're born with. So there's a lot of people that think that artists were just like born with it, and they don't think about all the time they have to put into that work for
Right.
it to be what it is. So it's like, no, 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 they're just so talented. They've been like this since they were a kid. So I do think that that also adds up to the fact that people feel like once they start, they have to be the best at it, because it's something that some people are born with.
Yeah.
So it's like
Some
it
people
doesn't.
are
Oh, they
different,
are talented, yes,
but I
but I
think
do
those are
think
not
that
the norm.
no,
Yes, for sure.
exactly. But it's like if people thought that they would like they have to be great since the beginning, or they can't get better at it. It's like you're born with it, or you're not. And I don't think it's like that. And I
Oh,
do
that would,
think
yeah.
that discipline and hard work in art shows,
Oh,
and
for
shows
sure.
a lot. It takes a lot of time, of course, but it shows.
Yes, for sure. Faux show. Um,
Um oh.
here we go. We are how would we translate that?
eh, Connected? No, we are.
No, 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 but how did you say did you have an expression for that when you were little?
I had, but
Quemamos un diablo or how is
no,
it?
not that one. No.
No, but how was it?
No. I remember there were people that would say me la pido. Uy,
Okay.
me lo pido. Like I own it? I don't know.
Yeah, you're calling it.
Yeah.
You call dibs on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you
I
were
think it was
saying
quemamos un diablo maybe when I was
pisamos
maybe
un, no?
quemamos un diablo?
No, I don't know. That was
Burn a
not.
devil? Yeah. Could you look?
Okay.
Expression? I don't know why I feel that exists. At least in my brain it exists.
Well,
Oh, well, let's use this. I don't have my round brush. I don't have my filberts.
mm,
We can use this.
no, I think I'm.
Yeah? No?
N- no.
I thought it could be.
No, it is a magic slash religious celebration in Guatemala.
Okay.
So no.
Maybe that's where it comes from.
No. It's a spiritual cleansing
Okay.
where you burn old stuff that don't have a purpose anymore.
Okay.
Newspaper, and
Your
it
boyfriend.
sounds like, no, it sounds like Año Viejo
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sure,
when
sure.
it says burning all your sins. Okay.
Oh
No, so
God.
not what you were saying. So yeah, I own it.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather go
I think
without
it
it.
was while I bite my brush. I think it's cuz you want to not be cursed by it, as if it was a curse saying things, and then the first one who would say it would be the one that wouldn't receive the curse or something like that. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. No, no, no. So that wasn't a thing
But I'm
for
trying to
me.
remember, and I honestly don't know if I'm right. I'm probably wrong, to be honest. I'm sure my sister remembers.
So let's say hi. Cacaito was saying hello, 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 ¿cómo van? Hola,
Kakaro.
Cacaito. ¿Cómo estás? Ya de regreso del trabajo, Cacaito. Liat was saying hello.
Hey,
Hey,
Liat.
Liat, how are you? Catherine was saying hello, Danny, Nicholas, and Chili. Hey, Catherine.
Chili appreciates the
Chili
shout
says
out.
hi from the window.
Yeah, she's eating the blind.
Wall slash blinds.
Yeah, but they're not ours. She has to stop that.
No, no, no. She's not. I
No?
mean, I'm looking at her. No, she does something that's very cute. She stands up into paws
Yeah?
and she
Her
looks at
two
the
hind
window,
feet?
like
Yeah?
stares at
Hind
the
legs?
window. So she was doing that. And now she's just walking and sniffing. Cody was saying, "Hey y'all, it's a
Cody?
class day." I was I don't know, I was going to read it's a classy day. So no,
Oh.
it's a class day so I can stick around. Love the drawing though. I will watch the painting later.
Of course,
So
Cody.
good
Have a
luck with
great
your
class.
class, Cody. Wood Spirit 100 was saying hi. Hello, Wood Spirit 100. Darian Gallardo dice hola,
Garian Gallardo.
hola a todo.
Mm.
Hola a todo.
Bueno, empezó
Darian.
como... Entró y se pegó.
Andrés Pinzón dice hola Nico y Dani, ¿cómo
¿Qué
están?
dice
Hola
Andrés?
Andrés, ¿qué
Un
tal?
abrazo.
Nosotros muy bien. Ay, pucha. ¿Cómo está Andrés?
Andrés el otro día posteó algo de las revistas Wizard.
Ujú.
Esa revista yo la conseguí ahí hablé un momentico con Andrés. Yo la conseguía, Andrés la conseguía en la francesa. Yo normalmente la conseguía en la Nacional, en la Librería
¿Sí?
Nacional, en Unicentro, sí. Y, y esa revista, por esa revista fue que yo como que conseguí la universidad donde estudié.
Ay, tú me has contado, sí.
Sí.
Que en la parte de atrás decía
No, era
como,
era
o como
Bart
una
Sears.
publicidad.
Sí, Bart Sears, no. Bart Sears era una persona que, digamos que era un artista de cómics que a mí me fascinaba además. Y él enseñaba, él daba como tips de cómo hacer cosas tenía como una columna, digamos. Y en una habló de la educación como para cómics, para hacer cómics. Y entonces decía, bueno, yo estudié en esta escuela en New Jersey que se llamaba la escuela de Joe Kubert.
Ujú.
Y entonces él decía, hay esta que es específicamente para cómics y hay otra que tiene cartooning y cómics que es School of
SBA.
Visual Arts, es SVA. Y entonces yo pues yo mandé a las dos y me entrevisté a las dos y mi
Y mandaste, es literal, tú me has contado, mandaste
portafolio, sí,
carta, o sea,
todo,
mandaste
todo, y
documento con, sí.
llamada telefónica internacional,
Ujú.
donde uno se ponía muy nervioso
¿No
porque lo
hiciste fax
entrevistaban.
de nada?
Seguramente se tuvo que mandar fax, se tuvo que mandar fax. Eh, sí, y yo había pasado a las dos y mi papá fue el que me convenció que por qué no le daba opción a Nueva York. Y yo le decía, papá, yo quiero hacer cómics. Y Bart Sears fue a esta escuela en Dover, New Jersey, o sea, no hay nada.
Bueno, no
Yo tenía que
sabes.
compartir, no, creo que no hay nada, linda. Tenía que compartir como con cuatro personas, había solo como habitaciones con cuatro personas. O sea, yo ya estaba muy dispuesto, yo ya dije, ya, yo voy a ir allá y voy a ser un artista de cómics. Y mi papá fue, un día entró, yo me acuerdo que un día entró a como mi cuarto y decía, ¿y por qué no piensa en esa? O sea, ¿por qué no esta otra? Es que mi papá, yo creo que, yo no sé si mi papá había ido alguna vez a Nueva York, yo creo que no, pero mi papá me decía, es que es
Pues,
Nueva
pero de
York,
pronto
es
sabía, sí,
Manhattan.
o sea.
Y yo la verdad estaba medio terco, yo estaba todo reacio. Y él me convenció. Imagínense a uno que lo convenzan para darle la posibilidad de estudiar en Nueva York, qué estupidez. Pero, no, y allá pues recibí beca y bueno, y todo lo bueno que me pasó eventualmente, pero inicialmente no, inicialmente yo iba a ir donde Bart Sears me había dicho que fuera, y era a la escuela de Joe Kubert.
Oye, el palito.
El palito no lo trae. No, no me serviría de nada ahorita, linda.
Bueno.
Es que sí, Dani se refiere al tiento, porque es
Ujú.
que
Es que no me sé el nombre en español.
tiento, tiento,
¿Tiento?
sí, así se dice.
Yo siempre le he dicho el palito.
El palito, le puedes decir el mall stick si
Es
quieres
que
ser...
Molstick lo sé, pero no, pues no iba a decir el Molstick, no, el palito.
eh, sí, que charrera hablar inglés, ¿no? Decirlo en inglés. Eh, no, es que me está doliendo la muñeca una barbaridad.
Mm,
Entonces estoy ya un poco frustrado. Creo que voy a tener que empezar a
Usar el
cambiar mi
palito.
práctica de pintura. Sí,
Y hacer calentamiento y estiramiento.
sí, acá hacer sentadillas antes de dibujar.
Hablando de eso, yo hoy retomé a hacer ejercicio. Vamos a ver cuánto me dura. Lo
Uy,
estoy diciendo
grande,
en
Dani.
público
Grande, linda.
para tener presión de
Para que me
hacerlo.
avergüencen cuando les diga, no, joda, ya no.
No,
Me
no,
mamé.
no, no, yo estuve muy juiciosa en el 2020. Yo sé
2020
que
eras
eso
un
suena hace
monstruo, mi
mucho
amor.
tiempo. Sí, estuve
Eras un monstruo, eras
súper
un
juiciosa.
animal.
Y luego, pues, no sé,
La vida es
la
uno,
vida y sus placeres. O
todo da
sea, la
vueltas,
comida.
todo da mil vueltas.
Sí. Bueno.
Tú
em,
lo pusiste, Lin.
Alex May was saying, hi all.
Hey,
Hey
Alex.
Alex, how are you? Catherine Poremski was saying, are you guys talking about using projectors? Yeah, we were.
Initially, yes, we were.
And Catherine was saying, well, because this comment was
Oh, two
long
hours ago.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Catherine was saying, honestly, I think it's kind of silly to think that using a grid is okay, but a projector is bad.
Right.
Maybe with the growth of AI, the humanness of mistakes will be more appealing?
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe, baby. Um, Carla Anglada was saying, hello, Danny Nicolas, sweet chili in chat.
Oh, sweet chili.
Hello, Carla, how are you? Sweet chili is
It's gonna get you points.
demonly biting.
Demonly?
Sí, como un demonio.
Oh, I liked it.
Demonly?
No,
Yeah.
it's not a word, but I like it.
Well,
You
it
made
is
it a
now.
word. It is now.
Yeah.
Yes. Chili made it a word.
Sofía Centurión,
So it would be demonically.
demonly.
Demonically.
Demonly biting a crab toy. A crab shaped toy.
You should have just said
So
demonly eating a crab.
it's
And then you gotta
sweet
leave it like that.
chili, sweet chili and crab.
Nice. That's a
Sweet
dish
chili on crab.
on crack.
No. Sofía Centurión dice, hola chicos, ¿cómo
La
están?
Sofi.
Los extrañé pila. Ya este
Y
sábado
la
me
te
voy.
digo, uy, la
Sofi,
Sofi
¿ya
se
todo
va.
preparado? ¿Ya todo listo?
Lo tengo preparado, tengo las maletas.
¿Ya empacó Sofi? Yo quiero saber. Liat was saying, yeah, sometimes I'm really bad at drawing and painting, like when I go plein air painting.
Oh, that's a sure one for me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think plein air is like a different universe. Because it's not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So.
Rob Poynton. Oh my lord.
Mhm.
That dude. Jesus
Bethan
Christ. Yeah.
also. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
What Bethan is to like rural settings, Rob Poynton is to like
Super urban.
urban.
Yeah.
Yeah, very English urban, but urban nonetheless. I mean, both of them could paint, circles around however, whatever I thought I was good at painting, but oh, good lord. I've just been looking at Poynton's work. Oh my god. How are people that good?
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not fair, not right. I mean, no. I mean, it's totally
It's
deserved.
very right because we no, and it's also very right because we have the pleasure of
Not fair.
seeing
Not
what they
fair,
do.
I tell you.
Catherine was saying, I love your statement a while ago during a stream. It only takes a second line to ruin your confidence. So
Oh,
true.
So little.
Mm.
So little. We are so like hanging by a thread always.
Yeah. But it's very true. I mean, you
It's
were
our life.
a very wise quote. I
Oh
have
my
to
god,
say.
what is this?
Your only wise quote.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Andres Garces was saying, when you look at the dark side, care you
moon?
must be. For
What's
the
that?
dark side looks back. Yoda.
Ooh. Nice.
Mm. Lapis Exilis, so Shade.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shade. Shade was saying, hey, everyone. How is everyone doing? We're
Very good,
good.
thank
How
you.
are you, Shade? What are you up to right now?
Something shady? Sorry.
Aniki Kramer was saying hi there. Hey, Aniki, how are you? Oh, by the way,
Yeah?
we posted our first short, YouTube short.
Oh,
So if you want to see it, it's up there. And it is from yesterday's
please open
painting.
another window if you want to see it.
Yeah, and let it rolling the whole time that you're watching the live stream. I don't know if you could do that.
I don't know if that counts as like infinite views, Danny.
I don't know.
So no, you could close the window and you could
No, but
watch it
not that,
once.
not this window.
Oh no,
You
the
can watch it later if you want to.
well, open another window. That's what I was
Or on
trying to
your
say.
phone. You can watch it on your phone while you watch
My
this
mother would open the
on your
window in the
computer.
house. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
now what do I do with
Yeah.
this breeze now?
um let's see. Van Sant de
Ooh
la
la
Noir
la.
was saying hello, joining just in time to hear how amazing Chile's poop is.
It was
It was very
firm.
very firm.
So we're good.
Yeah.
We're really good. We won't go into more
I was
detail.
gonna go into more detail.
We won't go into more detail because nobody wants to hear about that. But she's a good pooper.
Yeah.
Actually, we
Yeah.
lucked out. I feel,
Yeah.
and we don't change her diet. Like her diet is just she eats her food and that's it. We don't give her other stuff. We don't.
Well, we do give her
Oh,
treats,
treats, but
and she eats everything in the park.
yeah. Well, yeah. She's a vacuum cleaner, so yes, I'm sure her stomach is full of like nylon and barbed wire.
Hairs
Regular
and
stuff.
yeah,
So, but she's been able to take it. So
yeah,
good stuff. Good dog.
yeah.
She's an amazing dog, to be honest.
Cheese.
Chilis.
Chilies. Javier Ugarte dice hola Dani, Nico and Chili. Al fin puedo saludarlos. Un abrazo y un gran año para ustedes. ¡Feliz
No,
año,
no más, no más,
Javier!
no más, Javier, no
¡Feliz
más.
año para todos!
No, no más, no más. Ya estamos tarde.
Y sí, Chili. Por acá ha pasado. No sé si la han visto. Se ve por ahí como el cuerpecito
mm,
camina y se va.
fugaz.
No, no tan
Fugaz.
fugaz. Por acá ha pasado lentico.
¿Sí?
No ha pasado con sus corridas terribles
No, no está
que
hyper.
nadie la agarra.
Yo le digo callejera street hyper.
Ujú.
Gracias.
Cacaíto decía, hi Chili Bean. Entonces creo que fue cuando se apareció Chili. Liad was saying, I feel like I'm better painter and sketcher than I'm a drawer.
I think so too. I think I'm very there's people that are for sure, incredible draftspeople. I feel I understand drawing better through painting than I
Mm.
do with drawing tools.
No, and I get that. That makes a lot of sense because drawing does help painting and the other way around. But I
Yeah.
do think that there are like different parts of your brain
Yeah. I
to
really do.
construct it.
I really do believe that also.
Yes.
It's just you don't have to be great at everything. You just have to find your own way of understanding things and be okay with it.
Yeah, and sometimes you're painting and you need to draw to like try to understand what you're doing wrong.
Yeah?
So that, for example, when you redraw on your paintings, on
Oh,
top of your paintings,
yeah.
or when you are drawing, sometimes, I don't know if that has happened to you, but I've been making a drawing and I have to take another like paper and try to block things out to kind of understand what
I don't
I'm hitting wrong.
maybe I don't do that. That's probably your practice, but that's
No,
awesome that you
I've done that before. I don't know if
cool.
you remember the little sketches of my grandma drawing that they were like
Yes.
super simple. I did that, but I end up doing a drawing of that.
Okay.
But I remember I was doing the drawing, but I couldn't figure out how I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
So I blocked it with painting and it helped me. It helps a lot. It is different parts of your brain working. So Andres Garces was saying, do you prefer drawing from a photographic reference or from life?
Both. Both are very exciting and very different. The thing is, if I was hoping to paint Danny as I'm doing today, then
I wouldn't be talking here.
yeah, light
for-
would be I would have to paint very quickly because light wouldn't stay still. And Danny wouldn't be able to keep me company, so it would be a far worse experience.
Well, it
if
would be
I'm-
a still company.
What's that?
Like still, sit still. I would be sitting still without
Okay.
moving.
Okay,
So I
okay.
wouldn't be able to talk or move or.
Yeah, I thought it was like a steel company like Pittsburgh or something. Yeah, I was thinking of like steel. Like, okay, I don't know where you're going with this, but sure, let's
But
go.
go ahead, yeah. Steve Weed was saying, I always say if I practiced golf as much as I painted, I would be a great golfer. Yes. But I mean, it makes sense. It
Yes,
takes time.
100%.
Everything takes time. Polyak was saying, hello, my friends. You can hear
There's Chili
Chili.
saying hi.
Oh, I know what she's barking for. Her bed.
Uh, her bed.
That's on top of the chair. Because I put it up there.
Oh, you think?
I'm sure. Well, now I'm gonna regret that I take it down the chair and she's gonna keep barking, but let me try. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quieres esto? Mira. Esta chiquita. Mira, creo. Ahora desde
Well, if it
allá.
wasn't, we'll figure it out.
Sí. Um. So Polyak was saying, "Hello, my friends. Where are you from? We are from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia." Well, Nicolas,
I am from Colombia, yeah.
yeah.
We could end it there.
Luandino,
Colombian American.
you.
Yeah,
And
me.
I'm Colombian, Colombian.
Colombian.
Colombian,
France.
Colombian. Oh, the one I sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colombia. El Salvador.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah.
France.
Does someone know what
I
we were
think
talking
if
about?
you know, you know.
Um. Oh, the box.
Yeah, I think she's. Yeah. Yeah. I just got. So I was able to buy, finally, um, and the only reason I was able to get it was because it was at a very good price. Because um, there's this sculpture that I've wanted forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been one of my like original things that I always wanted when I got to know that Sideshow existed or places like that. I only have Sideshow ones. I don't have like XM or all these other like crazy companies now that do like far more elaborate sculptures. But when I discovered Sideshow, which was very late in my life, um, I always wanted to have like a couple of pieces. And looking back, I should have just been like, let me try to get those pieces, those a couple of pieces, and then I'm done. And sadly, I wasn't done. I was bit by the
No, but you don't
collector.
have to say that.
No, no, no. But I was bit by the collector. Sort of. What do you call that? Bit by something.
Snake?
No.
Bit by the
uh,
collector snake.
something. But
No,
yeah,
that
let's call
sounds
it
like a.
snake. No, let's call it snake. Sure.
No,
I was bit
no es
by the
como
collector
me mordió el
snake.
mosquito de la.
Well, yeah, but there's a saying. I forget how it goes.
I like the snake thing.
No, yeah, I was bit by the collector snake, and and one of the first pieces I got was one that I always wanted, and it was a Venom, like a Venom Comiquette statue, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
But
What's that, Dan?
did you say one of the first or the first?
It's one of the first. It's the first statue I got.
No, because you got the Hulk.
Yeah, well, that one's not quite a statue. Not really. That's like a resin piece. I mean, it is a statue. I mean, I don't know when you
No,
start calling them statues.
no, the Hulk statue.
No, that's what that was after. The
After?
Yeah, I got Venom, and then I got Carnage, and then I got Hulk.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I remember this. Like,
Okay. No, no,
you
no.
know,
Well, I
I
trust
I
you
will
100%.
doubt. I will have doubts as the order in which I had Samu and Fer, but I remember the order that we got the statues. Um, so
Liad was saying beat by the collector
bug, that was the
or
thing.
snake.
Thank you. But I like Snake. You know that
Because your
in
bit
our
was
painted lives we do
your bit was
things.
bigger
We,
too.
we do things in our
So
painted way. So I'm sorry. It's the collector snake.
mm-hmm.
So I should have, hindsight, if I wasn't worried about space, which is becoming like the one variable that I just can't do anything about. I
It's the
think maybe we have to grab Tilly.
no. I have to take the box
No,
to the
or
bathroom.
then she's gonna maybe bark at the bathroom. I don't know if it fits in the bathroom. So as Danny's doing that, being super helpful. Um, so I should have stopped. I should have just gotten what I wanted to and what I, what was really moving for me, and then just call it quits and say, no, this was amazing. What a ride. I was able to get like the couple of pieces that I wanted, and it's incredible, and that's amazing. But I have no restraint and I have no fortitude when it comes to like cool stuff. Um, so I kept, collecting stuff, and now I think I could consider myself a collector. I am running out of space.
You can 100%.
Yeah, I'm running out of space, which is the sort of thing that somebody like an idiot like myself who collects stuff would say, because you start seeing wall space as potential space to put things on.
But I also have to say something.
Yes, please, Danny.
Because it's not only that you're running out of space,
I know.
but the space and
Money
the
also.
height you want to.
The height I want to? What?
Yeah.
What do you
Like
mean?
your visual height that you
Oh
want
yeah,
to.
I don't.
Because
Yes.
that also happens. We have space a little bit up or a little bit down, but you're like, no. Like you want
Well,
that
I
to
want
be
to look at the
on
thing.
your
I
side.
know. I want them eye level.
So
You're
that's
right.
why we're running out of space. Because I'm like,
Maybe.
oh, we can put there. And you're like, it's
No.
too high.
Forgot. Yeah, yeah.
Or
It's,
we
if it's
could
too
use
high, I can't.
this other level of the thing we bought for the statues. And you're like, no, it's too low.
No, it's too low.
So.
You're right. It's too low. It's too low. Totally right, Danny. So, long story short, I initially got the pieces that I loved, um, which were the Venom and this Hulk, both comiquettes. They're statues that are about 12 years old, so very old school pieces, which I absolutely adore. A lot of the newer pieces are done in ZBrush, so they have like, beautiful patterns that they can do and textures that they can do. And it's just, I mean, it is obviously sculpting. It's just it's 100% sculpting. In my eyes, nothing has changed, but just the nature of the sculpts, I think, just feels a little different. Some people love it because you can do a ton of things with while when sculpting with ZBrush, and I guess the process is just far more efficient. Changes, stuff like that is just super easy to do. But there is something about those older Martin Canale pieces that is just magical to me. It's just absolutely magical to me. And this is not Martin Canale, so I have to see who the sculptor is for this original, like Doctor Doom. So I got what is like a Grail piece. People call it that, which is kind of dumb, but which means that it's a piece that's hard to get, and it's usually absurdly overpriced. And there's usually few people that want to sell it. I got it at what I think it's a very good price, and because I'm always looking like I'm always hoping that
On the
somebody,
hunt,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
for
always
the
hoping somebody there's a collector out there that doesn't quite care, or maybe they need the money quickly, and because other people they put it for like thousands of dollars and it never sells, but they are convinced that that's the price, so they never change the price. They don't accept like offers. Sometimes I many times just send lower offers, and people are like offended, and but I always try. I always go like, oh, what am I like losing if I just you know send an offer to somebody. Um, but this was a very cool person, like super good price. Um, and we finally got it. And today the box is about 5 times larger than the actual piece. It's always the case, and it's always better because
protects it.
it
Yeah.
protects it. These are like these are what is it called again? Um, I forget what it's called, the material. But it's easy to break. Like it's very dense, very heavy, but obviously it can break. So whenever it breaks, it's not something great. There was a Carnage piece that I bought used that I just got without the box. I just got it like on
Mm.
bubble wrap, and it
Also,
was a
that's like one of the most fragile because
yeah, and
it has like a lot of, I don't know how to call
like
them.
like tendrils or yeah,
Okay, tendrils.
yeah. But for example, with that one, the way you would because sometimes there you have to piece them together, and sometimes they have like magnets inside the uh the copy, the key.
Mm-hmm.
These are all copies. So inside the key, they put a magnet, and that's how they attach that's how the pieces attach. That's for sure. Like par for course on the new ones, but the older ones, you would just kind of like jam it in, and I jammed in one of the arms of Carnage, and then it just dropped from the shelf. I was like, ah! I remember just like shrieking when it
Mm.
dropped,
Yeah.
just because it just not a good design, and it's just like it's too heavy in the bottom, so it just weighs down. And I remember it broke just a tiny bit, but nothing. I mean, it could have been like terrible. It could have shattered, but it just broke, and I super glued it and painted it, and it's like invisible.
I also remember.
And I glued that damn arm. I
Yeah,
was
but
like, I'm gonna crazy glue this damn arm. That thing can't drop again. Like, this is absurd.
I do remember
The moment where it dropped.
yeah, the emotion
Yeah.
when it dropped.
Oh.
Because also it was one of your first
Yeah, it was
statues,
the
so you were
second
like
one.
brokenhearted,
I
which was
know, and I
very
got it for
sad.
like a really good price because it was super. It came in loose. I mean, it was all bubble wrap. It was terrible. And the fact that I can get it here, like shipped to the U.S. and then shipped back to Colombia,
Colombia, you
Colum
can.
France.
France, yeah.
The fact that it gets here in one piece, I'm always like, this is a miracle. Honestly, these are miracles because this is it has it doesn't have the right to get here in one piece. This is absurd.
Also,
So,
I mean, it's like you glued it,
yeah.
and it looks so good. I mean, you wouldn't even notice
No, 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 because I
that
glued
it
it and,
broke.
and repainted it. So,
Yeah, but it looks perfect. I mean,
I
because
think it looks fine. I
I
think it
remember
looks
that
great.
you were so sad.
Yeah, yeah. But in all honesty, I am a collector, but I never like I hope that I never have to, sell these. Maybe in some years we're
Yeah, you
just
don't collect for what it's worth,
yeah, I
like
don't care.
for
I really don't care.
selling them
Oh my
after,
god.
or yeah.
It's just like I know like yesterday we were talking about things, and things are who cares about things? Like things are things. Um but when I look at these damn things, I don't know if you could go into my body and just like feel my body get super almost like injected with like a coolness and a hope to live and to work and to do like I see so many cool things that I myself want to do cool things. It's just there's no I can't attach like a price to that. Like what I feel when I see these things, like because to me it's all art. It's all like just fucking cool people working. Like
Mm.
doing I bought some Japanese ones that are like dudes that have masks, but the
I could
masks are
show
like
one.
some scarabs, and some of them are like squids. Like
Yeah.
you can show the like one of these if you want.
But I don't know if they're gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna fall apart, but yeah.
I mean,
So these are figures, but these are like and they're not I don't think they're like Japanese, but
think
I think they're so fucking cool.
the
Like
jacket in this one,
the clothes, the
I
people that
would
do
love. I mean, I would buy
the
it.
people that do the clothes, come on. They are
It
fucking
is so
cool.
cool.
I don't know. It's just
And you can take the mask off,
yeah,
which
that
is
one comes in
so
three
cool.
pieces, so it's
Yeah,
not
no, no,
super
I'm not
easy,
gonna
but
take it out. But
yeah,
I
please
was just saying,
don't touch my toys. Thank you.
I always touch them
I
when
know.
you're in the
I
bathroom or something.
know. I know. So why did you divorce her? Exhibit A.
Touched my toys.
I always touch his toys.
Luandino estaba diciendo, hola Dani, Nicolás y Chili. Al fin puedo ver un en vivo de ustedes desde el año pasado. Saludos desde Argentina. Lu, hace un año.
Hmm.
Hace un año. Feliz año,
No, no
Lu.
empiece.
Drew Thompson.
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 Thompson. Hey, Drew.
Thompson.
I don't know.
No.
That's how you're saying it.
Saying
Terrible.
hi all, looking forward to this sunlit painting as it's dark and stormy here.
Oof.
I think it's gonna be dark and stormy here
Yeah. Although
soon.
the West Coast in the U.S. it's getting so much rain, it's not even funny. Like this is like pre-apocalypse. It's crazy how much the world is going nuts. So
Liad was saying Nicolas said wizard while speaking Spanish. Is he talking about my dog Wizard? He better not be saying anything bad about my dog.
what? I didn't even know you had a dog.
Me neither. Liad, I thought
What?
you were just into cats.
I thought you were a cat person. We didn't know.
Well, we knew Dresden, but we had no
I think
idea
this is
about
just a cool
Wizard.
way of Leah like dropping the name.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
name, by the way.
No, I was being super lame. Not as cool as your dog's name. But speaking about Wizard magazine when I was younger.
And Liad was also saying I had planned to go to Joe Kubert School in NJ.
Oh no, no way. Leah is saying?
Yeah.
Oh no way. Yeah, that was my honestly, Leah, that was my first choice.
Shade was saying, "How are you? Uh, hey Berica, we need a separate chili cam. Oh, that would make
Oh
you
Jesus
nauseous because she
Christ.
just
Oh
runs.
yeah,
We could attach like a GoPro.
yeah, vomit cam.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. Berica was saying, "Hello everyone and Happy New Year. Happy New Year,
Oh
Berica.
come on, you guys have to
Happy
stop
New
it.
Year
Stop
to
that,
you
please.
too."
Stop it. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun.
Sophie dice, no, jeje, pensaba hacerlo mañana o empezar hoy en la noche. Hay tiempo, hay tiempo. Sí, Sophie.
¿Nervios? ¿Nervios, Sofi,
Yo
o
creo que
todo
los
bien?
nervios no la han dejado empacar.
Sí.
Como no, todavía no, todavía no. No, no, que todavía no. Que no, mamá. Que
Es
no.
Río, Río,
Río, creo que
Río.
sí. Lucho García dice, hola, saludos a todos, los amo.
Uy,
Y
grande
un
Lucho.
emoji
Tan
de
amable.
alguien esquiando en la nieve.
Bueno,
Hola, Lucho.
o sea, cualquier cosa. El
Sí,
primer emoji.
pues como un... Pero yo mando mucho el de la niña haciendo la media luna.
Sí,
Siento que esa es muy mi personalidad.
sí, tú sí, haciendo una vuelta canela,
Ujú.
una,
Media luna.
¿cómo se dirá en otros idiomas? En otros españoles, ¿cómo se dirá una media luna?
Yo iba a decir half moon.
Ujú.
Una, no sé, vuelta
Voltereta.
canela. No, pero vuelta canela es distinto, ¿no?
No, es una media luna.
Pero la vuelta canela no hay que aterrizar con los dos pies al
Ese es
tiempo.
un rondó.
Ah, rondo flifla, sí.
Rondó. Sí, por favor.
Media luna.
Please, Danny, please.
Eh, gimnasia. No, chili. I'm sorry, everyone.
Sí, ese instinto tuyo de gritar en el micrófono.
Well, she was biting the internet cable.
Oh,
So
chili.
that's why I was
Oh
saying
yeah,
no.
that would drop our
Yes, that's
stream.
why.
So
That's why I said no. I was listening to a little.
yeah. It sounded like bit rate.
Dice media luna o rueda
¿Una rueda? ¿A la rueda de pan y canela?
en gimnasia.
Bueno,
Mm,
decepcionante. Un poco, ¿no?
media luna. Voltereta lateral.
No, ¿qué es eso? Así le dice un policía que lo arresta a uno.
Por estar
Señorita,
haciendo una-
¿sabía que no se pueden hacer volteretas laterales en la vía?
Ay. Em, a ver. Ant103 dice, vamos juntos hasta Italia, quiero comprarme un jersey a rayas.
Muy bien. Alguien me cogió, alguien me cogió.
Ujú.
Alguien copió, muy bien.
Shade was saying, haha, always something shady. Working on an atelier, drawing
la la.
exercise, copying, ¿cómo se dice?
Barg,
Barg.
barg.
I was saying barge.
Franz!
Barg plates. Liad was saying, already watched it before the stream, referring to the shorts. Oh, thank you, Liad. We can always count on
Grande,
Liad.
Liad. Grande.
And Shade was saying Liat is always ahead.
Always, he knows what's up. When when we were installing reinst oh fuck, sorry. When we were reinstalling OBS.
Oh yeah, I had to did a test, like internet bitrate test
Oh my god, I
with
think I
the
pulled something trying
really
to pick this up. Oh my god, I pulled something.
in donde.
Oh, everywhere. Oof.
So,
Okay, I think
and
I
you
can
didn't
move.
even need it.
Well, but I imagine Chili eating all of this and then, dying
No, no, no,
instantly.
don't say that.
Oh my god. Oh, I think I swallowed like a lung. Oof. Ah,
But what you were saying,
I don't know if I can say anything anymore.
try to stretch. No,
I can't
estás bien?
breathe.
¿Pero estás bien?
I think I'm having a heart attack. No, I'm kidding. I'm good. I'm okay. But I did think I pulled something.
Mm, you were saying
What was I saying?
that when I was doing the bitrate
Oh,
test.
right, right. Yeah, we actually went live by mistake, and Liad was super cool that made us realize that he wrote a message just saying, "Hey, I think you guys aren't supposed to be live,"
Yeah,
and we fixed it.
because I knew that they were
We
gonna do the
panicked.
test, but I had no idea that the test would go live.
Right.
So, yes. Liad was saying, Shade, I thought it was the live stream, and then it turned out to be a short. Oh, so Liad clicked by
Mm.
mistake.
Uh,
Hmm.
or maybe he's referring to
Hmm.
past to the last one.
No, 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 because they were talking about the short.
But maybe he's saying how the one that we made by mistake was so short that it was like a short.
No, because this was long time before. I'm
Oh, okay.
reading old comments.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
old, as in
Oof.
2 minutes
Last
ago.
year.
Omar Diouf was saying, Hello, Danny. Hello, Nicolas. I was wondering if you have ever tried sculpture, and if so, how would you compare it to painting? So,
Oof.
yes.
So Danny has done more than I have.
Yes,
Uh,
I do love sculpture.
so how would you compare both, Danny? If you had
Carving, because
to,
I would talk about carving.
well, it is sculpture.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, sculptures by addition and by subtraction are very different.
Yeah.
I do think. And by addition, I would kind of think about it a little bit like painting, because you would have to add and add until something's forming.
Like oil painting, let's say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But uh by subtraction like carving, I don't know. I think it's more like etching, of course.
Watercolor,
Mm,
kind of.
well, in the sense that you can't go back that easily,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Traditional watercolor, let's call it then.
yeah, but I think that watercolor is a lot more in the way I use it is a lot more direct.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, I mean, it takes time, but it takes time. Like you can see your decisions super clear, but with my carving, it takes a lot of time to get there. So I do think that the times are very different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I think, I mean, I said this before, Omar, but I was drawing and painting for some time, and I didn't get back to carving in that time. And when I went back to carving, I realized that painting and drawing had made me a better carver. So I do think that everything's connected, because you are trying to understand how to shape the things you want to shape. So you could do it by painting or by drawing or by carving, but they are very different. And as we were saying, that drawing and painting are different parts of your brain, I do think that sculpting is a different part.
Oh,
And
yes.
sculpting by subtraction is a very different part
Mm.
of your
That
brain.
would horrify me.
No, I think you should try it.
I think I could try it.
I think it's very, I don't know how to say it, but I do think it's something that's very like sensible, in the sense that, I mean, you have to be very vulnerable with it, because you know that in every in any given moment it can go bad, and you have to try and like work around it. So in that sense, I like that you were comparing it to watercolor because I do think that both are not forgiving.
Yes. Hence horrifying for me.
Yeah, but it's kind of beautiful. I mean, I
Oh
think that
yeah.
you are
Oh,
a
for
person
sure.
that oh no, I mean sculpture is beautiful, but the process of it being so like vulnerable to anything, it's very beautiful too cuz I do think that you are a
Fuck.
person that what?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm cursing not because I just instinctually because I kind of messed up. Sorry.
No, that you're a person that loves mistakes and that like learn to appreciate them and to make them part of what you do. So I do think that you would love, or you would like, I don't know if love, but
Yeah.
like
Sad
sculpting.
thing is that I if I'm doing something like if I was convinced that that's something that I wanted to do, I think it would take me like I would have to say I'm gonna put apart like put on the side like a year of my life to do this.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to tell you to become a sculptor. I'm just trying to tell you, try it. I mean, you've tried gouache and you're not a gouache painter. And I know that it's just changing the like the medium you're using, but I think you could try to carve just to see it, just to know how it feels.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Horrifying.
in your experience, because you've done sculpture too.
Um there it's what I would love to do. I think that my attraction to figures and statues is because I would have loved to be a sculptor, to be totally honest. I think it's 1,000 times harder than painting. Um, uh, at least in my eyes, it is. It's far more complex than painting. Um, yeah, I would give up. I've said this before, but I would give painting up like instantly for the chance to just you know kind of start my life as an amateur sculptor and learn and
Would you give up painting?
yes, I would.
Oh, I thought you said before that in another life.
Yeah, but
Because
yeah,
I do think that
but I think
now painting is such a like a you part. I don't know how to say that, but
yeah, but if I had the chance, that's why when I say in another life, it's also acknowledging that this is what I do now, and I'm like I've understood that this is my path and my role and my everything. But if life, let's say I won the lottery and gave me the chance to say you can do whatever you want right now, whatever you want, I would immediately like try to learn to sculpt, like properly learn to sculpt immediately. Like that's what I would do, and I could see myself not painting for many many years, and because
I don't know if you could not paint for
I
many
don't know, but
years.
but but
I think this is something you're saying,
but
but
I
maybe in
adore
that moment,
learning
no, I
stuff.
know, but you adore painting too. And I know you, and I know that like your body starts like itching when you can't
Yeah,
paint because that's the way
but I'm
you
telling you,
think
there's
and
Danny, I'm telling you, there is this part of me that has always longed to be a sculptor, always,
no, I
all
get
my
it.
life. Like I wanted to either do comic books or to do like visual effects when people would make masks of monsters or like suits of monsters. That was the only other thing that I looked into, trying to hoping that I could study that because I there was nothing cooler in my mind than just like making a monster and um so it's always been with me. And whenever I go to museums, like paintings, of course paintings move me to tears, like that's not even an issue. But whenever I see a sculptor that's like a sculpture that moves me, oh my god, it's beyond words what I feel. It's crazy. Like
Yeah,
I
I just
wish I
I just don't
wish
feel like you would have to like say goodbye to painting in
no
order to
no no
sculpt
no I
because you
wouldn't
were
say
saying I would give up
I
painting.
would give it up. The thing is, um, like I'll put this example. When I was, because I love photography too, and when I started doing wet plate collodion, that I had to buy those like Russian, you know, viewfinder cameras with these like beautiful, like, well, beautifully old lenses. And I had to buy all the chemistry that's attached to wet plate collodion. Uh, and I had to learn by just making costly mistakes because everything would be expensive. The silver nitrate would be horribly expensive. Materials would be expensive. Like everything was costly. Everything. It was so. It was something that was so consuming, or I was in a mindset where I just really wanted so much to learn that I wasn't painting that much, to be honest. Those months that I was doing wet plate collodion, I wasn't painting.
But you went
I was
back.
consumed. Yes, but I was consumed by it. And I think that that's, if life gave me a chance to be consumed by something that I've always loved to learn, I think I would be, you know, but I would be happy. Like I'm telling you,
No, no,
I
I
think I
know,
would
but I
be
think that you would be
I
sculpting, but you would also
No, trust me.
yearn
Like I
painting.
know, like I'm speaking from like the bottom of my soul to you. I know myself. Like I would, because I would be giving it up for something that I would feel so much joy and fulfillment in doing, and challenge. I would be challenged. I would be in love. Like I would feel love for it. I promise you. Like that's something that I've always wanted to do. It's just that I've always not like sadly convinced myself that I'm a painter. No, of course not. Like I adore painting. That's like I am a painter. That is my role in life, I feel. But trust me, if I could like like I told you, if I had the the gift of time, oh, and no, like, oh no, you don't have to make paintings anymore. And I don't make paintings to sell them, but and I think that that's what you're getting to. Like painting for me is more than like a necessity. But
Yes.
I think, and I don't think I'm wrong, like I'm very, like, as I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to my body and to my heart just to understand how I feel. I don't think I would be feeling like I'm a lesser person, or or that I'm missing something if I stopped painting. If I stopped painting to do nothing, oh no, I would die. But if I stopped it to to learn how to do sculpture and to pursue sculpture, I would be so happy, like so happy. I think that that's, in a very kind of sad way, I try to make it up for, I try to make up my this dream that I had when I was young by, you know, getting all these statues of people that pursued that dream. That's what, I would have felt like the coolest person in the world if I had sculpted this Doctor Doom in a throne. Like I would have felt like I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly what I wanted to do. So yeah, I think that this is something huge for me, huge. But I've accepted happily accepted that my role in life is to be a painter. Like that is what I can do, and that is what I was kind of like meant to be. So I'm very happy with that role, obviously. So, but yes, I would in an instant, Danny. So
Jeff Akoff said, "That's crazy talk. You should do both, Nico. Please don't stop painting." K and D was saying, "Same, Nico. I love drawing and painting, but sculpting is literally what I want to do in my life. Seeing a good sculpture makes me feel more alive. I don't know how to describe it."
yeah, me too.
Jeff A.
There's
Oh, I'm sorry.
something about it. No, there's something. I should, Danny, it should, like, if you could go into my brain to see how I feel when I see like somebody doing like a cool sculpture. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like it's something. It is something. I don't know. Maybe it's heightened because I don't know how to do it. And maybe a painting, I realize you know, how masterful it is because I'm like, okay, I think I'm supposed to know how to be able how you can do, like, how you're supposed to do this. Like when we looked at that Francisco Pradilla
Mm-hmm.
in El Prado, the one of the parading baby,
Yeah.
the baptism of the prince or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I looked at that, I was like, oh my god, this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Like and this is one of the most masterful paintings I've ever seen in my life. Um, but part of your brain feels so overwhelmed by it because you kind of know how they painted it. Like there's no secrets to how they painted it. It's just masterful. It's just, these are extraordinary human beings. Like in the history of mankind, these are extraordinary beings, making feats in painting. And that's amazing. And maybe because I don't know how to sculpt, when I see somebody do something that's so moving to me, it's that part of me where I'm overwhelmed because I don't understand it. Because I'm like, how can a person do this? Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, you know what you're describing of
Hmm.
what you feel when you see someone sculpt?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, you've told me about when you realized you wanted to be a painter
Yeah.
in your class in the university.
Oh, yes.
And I think that that's the same thing that happened. So it's not like sculpture over painting, but maybe at that moment you realized that you wanted to paint and you've been painting for so many years to try to like feel the things you felt when you saw your teacher painting. And
Yes.
that's why you wanted to be. And I think that that's like you feel moved by sculpture that way because, as you were saying, you haven't done it before. So you just want to kind of decipher it and give it time of your life to try to make it part of your life. So in that sense, I do understand
Yeah.
what you're saying. I just
You know
yeah.
what? Let's hope we never win the lottery so that I don't have to answer that question.
No, because I do think that, I mean, if we do win the lottery, it would be very cool for you to be able to
Could you imagine?
sculpt.
Just be happy, I feel. Everyone deserves to be
But
just
you're
happy.
happy too. I mean, I
Oh,
think
I'd
you
be
would
happy
be
painting for sure.
exactly. That's what I was going to say. You would be happy painting for the rest of your
Of
life.
course. Yeah.
So, uh, wait, because someone wants to be carried.
Oh, maybe she's going to take a nap.
Maybe.
Feels like nap time.
Yes, it does. But she's funny because she wants to be carried, but then she's like watching the floor and wanting to be there too. No, no, no. She wants a nap or not. Jeff Acuff was saying you should totally pursue it. Let me see. After the kids are grown up and
Yes.
you have even more time.
Oh, I wish. I
And
wish. That
Jeff
those are my retirement dreams.
and Jeff was saying the people who I know that do both said say I'm sorry that their sculpture informs their painting and vice versa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what I felt that happened that time. And Jeff was saying hola chili. Carla was saying it's chili time. It is. It is. Um, let's see. Kaisla Kurama was saying, I have thought that sculptures are moving me immensely more than any other static form of art because they exist in the same material dimensions as me
Mm.
and I can quote unquote interact with them on a crazy level.
That's
Like
kind of nice.
paintings create their own world and I have to look into there, but sculptures are with me and my moods are changing the way I approach the piece. It is
Oh,
wonderful.
very nice. Yeah, that's a nice reflection.
I
I
think she
didn't
wants
think
to go.
about that. Like,
Chili, say bye because you want to go to the floor. Bye.
oh, that was a short nap.
No, that was not a nap.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Liad was saying, "Oh, Nicolas, you need a tilt shift lens for your camera for streaming."
I would want to. I've always wanted to buy a tilt shift one.
Cause,
They're like beautiful.
cause it's
It's a lens that it's almost like it acts like a viewfinder camera where you can actually it was like the like old way that, like, for example, people would photograph buildings, and the lens actually is like a couple of lenses that you
Mhm.
can move up and down inside, so you can actually move them so you correct the perspective,
Oh, so
with
maybe,
those
yeah,
lenses.
maybe
That's how
Liat was
people.
saying it because of your arm, but I don't know if,
Um.
because I don't know what position for the camera would help you.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't know. Why he was suggesting it, but I've always wanted one.
No, no,
I've
I
always
know,
wanted
I
one of
know
those
that.
old
I
school like
mean,
tilt
you,
shift
it's
ones.
like lenses. You always want
Oh, always. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
them.
Yeah, those are amazing. Those are super super cool. Not many people use them nowadays because Photoshop. Like, after Photoshop, you could just edit out whatever distortion you wanted. But, old school, you would have to fix it in your camera, and
Yeah.
that was the only way to fix it. So,
Mm, let me see. Chili, I have to take the mouse. I'm sorry. You can sleep, Chili. Um, KND dice, es que yo siento que poder modelar un humano o parte de un humano a tal punto que, por ejemplo, de, bueno, dice, rape of Persephone.
rape. Oh, yeah. No, no,
No,
no.
es que no
That's
sé.
not a bad word.
No, I know, but I think that, I
No.
mean, they did the asterisk
Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that word
because I
is
don't know
like
if it's gonna
flagged.
be, yeah. And
Um,
they were saying
rapture. Let's say rapture.
it's God, the gesture, the pose,
Oh,
the way you
everything.
can feel
Oh, who's
Hades,
Hades?
Hades,
Yeah.
hands, indent,
Oh, yes. Who's this talking?
KND o KND porque empezó en español.
Uh
Y dice LMAO, I did Spanglish, but I get really moved.
no, we saw that sculpture. I mean, I get to I'm very lucky to get to see it every year that I do the workshops in Rome. But Danny got to see it for the first time last year. And Bernini is
No,
like,
it's just,
I guess that's the thing. If well, no, I mean, it's hard for me to say, but I have to say, as an artist, I have to say, the things that have moved me the most in my life when I saw them, Bernini sculptures for sure. Like, you can see photographs of those things, you can see videos of those things. When you see them and when you realize that this human being, this young human being, by the way, made a bunch of these, it's just too much. It really is too much. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to understand. It really is. Like, no rational brain can make sense of the genius that Bernini was. Um, yeah, but I that's a great example for me of how I know that my body can measure that, like, how much it's being moved by something. And yeah, Bernini is just too much. It really is just too much.
Sophie dice, wow, qué loco escucharte decir eso. Yo no puedo estar sin pintar y amo la escultura, pero siento que hay algo en la pintura que no sé cómo explicar. Hay algo súper mágico en la planitud de la pintura.
Ujú.
La escultura también tiene algo súper especial. Para mí deberías hacer algún stream modelando algo o carving,
Modelando
pero
unos jeans.
como, pero como se siente volver a hacerlo, darte la oportunidad al menos de probarlo otra vez.
Sí,
Tampoco siento que sea más fácil o más difícil, siento que ambas son un mundo diferente, con similitudes, pero cada una tiene algo súper especial que es solo propio de la misma.
claro, claro. Sí, en últimas, digamos, la respuesta coherente es decir, pues son dos lenguajes distintos, son dos prácticas distintas y, y en cierta medida son imposibles de comparar. Em, no, yo compararía, digamos, es la experiencia que yo tendría de pronto al hacerlo. Y quizás es simplemente querer como volver a aprender algo que siempre he querido, como poder dedicarle mucho tiempo a aprender algo que siempre he querido hacer. De pronto esas son mis ansias, o
Sí,
como que esa estoy hablando desde ese deseo de algún día poder como dedicarle, tener el tiempo para dedicarle a aprender.
algo nuevo.
Sí, y no solo algo nuevo, no es como, ay, quiero surfear. O sea, de pronto para alguien es querer surfear, pero no, yo lo
Pues
que
algo que
quiero,
has querido hacer desde hace mucho, sí.
exacto.
Eh, Catherine Poremsky was saying, Chile looks like she's grown so much since you first got her. She has.
I don't think she's a chihuahua. I think
No,
we were
she's gonna
duped.
be like a
I think she's a Great Dane.
yeah.
She's a hairy Great Dane.
Yeah, she's grown so much. But I know that Chihuahuas from 2 months, I told you, until 8 months,
Yeah?
they stretch a lot, and long haired Chihuahuas lose their hair. So she's right now changing of hair.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's stretching like crazy.
We better stop feeding her. I think we've been feeding her too well.
Pankernik was saying that's how it makes things look like miniature, the tilt shift lens. Liad was saying because you could position the camera farther out of the way and still get ahead on shot. Jeff Akoff dice buenas noches amigos, hora de dormir aquí, un abrazo desde Holanda. Un abrazo Jeff, que descanse Jeff. Darian Gallardo
Garian Gallardo.
dice Nico una pregunta.
Sí, Garian.
¿Te ha pasado que estés pintando, por ejemplo, un paisaje y llegue un momento en el que repites patrones de formas automáticas?
Hmm.
Cuando digo patrones puede ser desde olas hasta follajes.
Lo que, bueno, no sé si específicamente eso, pero lo que sí me he dado cuenta que me pasa mucho es que si dejo que mi mano como que haga un gesto específico, sí repito como ciertos gestos, como ciertos grafismos. Me vuelvo como Cy Twombly. O sea,
Uy,
tengo,
pero qué bueno uno volverse.
no, bueno. Cy Trombly, Cy Tromba,
Sí,
más bien.
sí.
No, pero se ve que tengo mis gestos así, go to, como que mi cuerpo sabe hacer ciertos gestos y esos son los que replico mucho. Eh,
Repico, mi amor.
¿Qué?
Replico.
Dije replico, Linda.
Repico.
No dije, no dije repico.
Y Darian dice, me pasa en ocasiones y una carita como preocupada llorando.
No, eso sí es para contarle al doctor.
Y dice, me refiero a estos elementos que tienden a agotar por repetirse, pero ninguno es igual.
Uy, yo creo que Garián Gallardo está
Porque
sí, en un trip ahí.
no, yo
No, no,
entiendo
no,
lo
no,
que
no.
está
Creo que
diciendo
entiendo, pero es
100%.
complejo, es bastante específico. A eso es a lo que me refiero.
Pero yo entiendo porque es como cuando, o sea, de pronto es el hecho de que cuando ve como él estaba hablando de olas o de follajes, como que se abruma porque todo se repite, pero no se repite exactamente, sino que
Sí,
se repite un poquito distinto.
exacto.
Entonces
No, pues sí,
uno
eso
lo
es.
mira y se abruma
Pero no
terriblemente.
estaba hablando de la repetición que él hace.
Sí, que repite los patrones pintando.
Exacto, no,
Como
por
que
eso.
él siente que de pronto, o yo lo entendí como que él siente que deja de ver todos los cambios porque se abruma y entonces termina
No,
es repitiendo.
ahí ya lo diagnosticaste. No sé.
Bueno, yo lo entendí así. De pronto, Garianda Yardo nos puede decir. K&D was saying, I mean, the first tattoo I ever did was in my hand of Michelangelo's David. It's a
Nice,
dead giveaway that I love sculpture.
nice.
País Llanero dice, hola
¡País
muchachos, feliz
llanero!
año, País
No,
Llanero.
pero no te tires el saludo.
Belisario, País Llanero.
No, peor.
A ver, espérame porque yo me salté unas preguntas cuando empezamos a hablar de la escultura. A ver, ¿dónde estaba? Mm, So Gil was saying, hello guys. Hello Gil, how are you? Um, Andres Garces was saying, were you excited and happy to see Messi win the World
Of
Cup?
course.
Of course. We have to say we teared up.
Yes, very much.
I did a little bit more than tearing up, but
Balling.
yeah. Jess was saying, do I remember wrong or is there a Discord for the Our Painted Lives? So Liad created a Discord. We always say this because we are not very active in it. But yeah, Liad was very kind and created a Discord where a lot of the people that watch the Our Painted Lives videos are joined. They joined it. I don't know how to say it. Greñas dice, hola Nicolás y Dani, feliz año, muy contento de verlos
Greñas,
nuevamente.
¿qué
Feliz
dice?
año, Greñas, feliz
Chile, no
año.
más. Chile es que se come los cables de todo.
Pero a mí me da risa que tú dices en todo el micro, o sea, encima de todo el micrófono dijiste,
Chile,
sí,
no más.
sí, sí, sí. Nos toca enseñarle de verdad con señas. Como no, abajo. K and D was saying, Nico, where are you from?
So, Daniel Ira. So, we're both Colombian. Colombian.
Colombian, yeah, but he was born in the US.
Yes.
And he came here to Colombia, when he was very
France.
young. France, when he was very young. So that's why the short answer is Colombian. Long
Yes,
answer,
always. No. The answer is
Madison,
always going to
Wisconsin.
be
Born in Madison, Wisconsin, but a Colombian. Liad was saying, yeah, I have 3 cats and 1 dog.
Let me check
Ooh.
Fer
Oh, yeah.
also.
Oh, no, let me open it because I
Oh,
will
okay.
have to.
Thank you,
No, don't
Daniel Ira.
worry. I wasn't aware of time.
Oh, me neither.
Robin Sita was 13 was saying hello.
Robin
Hello,
Sira.
Robin Sita. How are you?
Divine.
What are you doing, Robin Sita? How was your new year? I want details, Robin Sita. I haven't asked before. So,
How are the bathrooms?
how are the bathrooms? Está abajo.
Yeah, I figured. It sounded like her bus. So Danny's gonna. You could take Chili. Yeah, she's gonna like that. Chili says hello. Um, let me see. Let me talk about how I think I'm doing. I think I lost my drawing, of course. But uh, I think all in all, it's very kind of bleached. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the painting. I've done others where it's kind of like blown out light and but I think part of what I was trying to do or what I'm hoping to do with this one, let's say, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to like quite finish it today, but at least we're going to have a good base to like work on for subsequent sessions. Um, I wanted to be a bit more descriptive than what I've done. And the other ones, I think I had blown out, and you know how it just the light becomes so overwhelming that it floods form and it just kind of blocks form from turning. You just see this like such stark light that that it eliminates the way in which like the subtle way in which form turns in space, and that is super sexy. That is always like something that's really really nice if you can get away with it. I think I've done some efforts. I don't think they've been, I'm not going to say they've been particularly effective, but I think that those are some of the paintings that I've tried to do. Hola mi Ferchucci. um but for this one, I wanted to keep my features. I wanted to have some attention in my features. So maybe that's what makes it also a little bit difficult to try and balance, I guess. I guess that's where I'm not struggling, but that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like how much I want to describe those features and how much I want to let things kind of go. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. For now, it's like push and pull. I feel this particular painting. We'll see how it evolves.
Kaisla Kurama was saying, "Hey all, happy to see you live. It has been so long since I last was able to." And Kaisla was saying, "Do you, Nicolas, have opinions on value grouping? I was so intrigued to hear about it from Colleen Barry, social media, and I can totally see that in her work."
I don't know the term. I feel super ignorant for not knowing the
Value
term.
grouping?
Value grouping. Could you be more specific? Maybe I understand what it is, but maybe I just don't know what it's actually called. So
So it says, I just Googled. And it says value grouping is limiting the amount of or variation of different values in a piece. For example, on a reference, you might see a multitude of different values in the shadows, but we can group all those values into one average value.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's like I think that's a ton of my painting.
Yeah.
That's something that I've done my whole life, I feel, just naturally. Dime, mi Fer, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, I think that's something that I'm like insanely attracted to because I love mood in painting. Like I'm a huge fan of mood. And the only way you can access, well, not the only way, but one of the most beautiful ways I think that you can access atmosphere in a painting, particularly in a painting, is by shortening your value range, by compressing your value range. So yes, value compression for me is enormous. It's something that I love to do. I think I've explored it a ton. I wish I could show you. I don't know how much of that can be found in the internet, but paintings that I did just that are all like very limited palette paintings,
Mm.
and very limited value. It was I did a whole show about, let me see, maybe 15 years ago, that I absolutely loved. I really adored that show. I think it's been one of the coolest things that I've done in my career. So
Yeah, but I do think that you talk a lot. Maybe
you
you
talk a
talk,
lot.
well, yeah, period. But
Yes.
you talk a lot about that, naming it in a different way. You don't say value grouping, but like
N-
compressed value scale,
yeah, that's how I usually. I honestly, that's
refer to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I refer to it. But
Yeah.
but if the formal turn is that one, that's kind of cool that I get to learn it because I yeah, I called it something different. I mean, organically I went to
Está
value
roto.
compression, but I think it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing.
O sea, cámbiaselo por otro mismo. Am, Lucho García dice, los emojis son la vibra, jaja. ¿Qué red usan para consumir obras, ilustraciones? No me había tocado estar en un live. En este espacio hay mucha paz. Qué genial.
Uy, muy
Ay, qué
bien.
chévere. Sí, a nosotros también nos gusta mucho, la verdad, la vibra que hay.
La
La
paz.
vibra que hay y la paz que hay en los live streams. Muchas
Em,
gracias, Lucho, y bienvenido siempre. Entonces estaba diciendo, ¿qué red usan para consumir obras, ilustraciones?
yo Instagram, la verdad.
Sí, yo tengo que decir, a ver, yo Instagram, antes utilizaba mucho Instagram, creo que hemos hablado de cómo em, antes, como el, no sé, el algoritmo de Instagram le sugería a uno muchos artistas chéveres y yo creo que yo encontré muchos artistas que no conocía así, pero sí, sigo utilizando Instagram, pero también utilizo Pinterest
Sí, tú eres mucho de
mucho
Pinterest.
y encuentro muchas cosas muy chéveres en Pinterest. Pero creo que tú últimamente te he visto un poquito más en Pinterest, como haciendo búsquedas
Oye,
de...
sí, para búsquedas como que uno sabe que necesita, digamos, imágenes de la misma naturaleza. O sea, si yo
Exacto,
estoy
es que
buscando como
Exacto,
un dibujo académico ruso de finales del siglo XIX o comienzos del
sí,
XX. Entonces me meto ahí y hay alguien que tiene un board, ¿cómo se le dice a los de Instagram? O a Pinterest,
un board,
un
un
board.
tablero, sí.
Sí, tiene un tablero donde tienen, de pronto, no solo tienen el que yo estaba buscando, sino que tienen muchos más.
No, y no
Entonces,
solo el tablero, sino cuando tú haces clic en la imagen, te sugieren imágenes parecidas a esa y las sugerencias son, o sea, el
sí,
algoritmo de sugerencias es muy...
sí, de pronto no me gusta porque es como muy rabbit hole, es como empezar algo, empezar en una cosa que lo lleva a uno a otra, que lo lleva a uno a otra, que lo lleva a uno a otra, que lo lleva
Ah,
a una a
cien por
otra.
ciento
Y yo pienso que me pierdo mi enfoque si hago como eso, como tantas veces, se me pierdo, me abrumo y me pierdo y como que media hora de eso y ya no me acuerdo qué era lo que estaba buscando originalmente. Entonces, de pronto en ese sentido soy un poquito como, no sé.
Sí, no, a mí sí me gusta un montón. Yo lo utilizo harto. Em,
Chile.
¿Cómo está jugando?
Está jugando con Fer. Está hyper, pero, o sea, yo no sé si ustedes logran oír las patitas de Chili corriendo por el apartamento, pero es hyper, o sea,
País Llanero dice, feliz año muchachos, qué alegría volver a verlos. ¿Cómo está Chili? Pues en este momento como una loca corriendo, pero está muy bien. Está
sí,
muy, muy bien. Darían Gallardo dice, es más como dice Dani, controlo no hacer los patrones todos iguales, pero sí me agotan un poco, sobre todo si son paisajes de gran formato. Sí, lo que yo te decía.
claro, uff, complejo, sí,
Pero tú en eso y, o sea, cuando estabas, digamos, me acuerdo cuando la gente estaba haciendo en el taller de Menorca del año pasado el ejercicio de plein air,
sí,
tú les decías como vean, como bla, bla, bla,
bla, bla,
enfóquense en
bla,
el todo, enfóquense como en
sí,
las formas grandes y yo creo que eso ayuda un montón porque si uno está viendo, no sé, un arbusto lleno de hojitas y hojitas
mm,
distintas y uno empieza a mirar todas las hojitas, pues se chifla.
sí,
Entonces sí, sí funciona. Igual yo digo, sí funciona, pero yo soy, o sea, mi sensibilidad va hacia enamorarme de cada una de las hojitas. Entonces yo termino haciendo una pintura donde puedo hacer 12 hojitas y el resto solo
mm,
está planteado. Pero digamos que yo estoy bien con eso, pero sí sé que cuando tengo que, o sea, si a mí me dicen tiene que hacer la pintura del todo, pues me toca pensar en cosas más grandes porque si no me voy a abrumar, no solamente por la cantidad de detalles, la cantidad como de cambios chiquititos, sino el cambio de luz, cómo eso afecta todo lo que estoy pintando, como todos los valores en la pintura. Entonces sí, es un muy buen consejo.
sí, me estaba acordando, ¿te acuerdas? Que no me acuerdo quién la hizo, la pintura en Menorca, que era como, había como un pedacito donde habían crecido o plantado esas florecitas como moradas, ¿eran? E hizo toda como todo como la vista panorámica y
Sí, yo creo
después,
que tengo guardadas las pinturas.
y después hizo como ese pedacito de esas hojitas. Uy, se veía increíble. O sea, en mi cabeza eso es lo que recuerdo y uff, lindísimo, lindísimo.
A ver, espérame porque...
Si quieres, dime una pregunta y veo buscando.
mm, well, Robin was here, so maybe Robin remembers.
Right, right. And I think, Robin, who were you painting with in Menorca? Do you remember that plein air day?
Abby.
Was it Abby? But
Yeah, because I was near them and we were talking. But I think it was Matias.
maybe
Yeah,
Matias.
because I remember
I
the.
think Matias killed it that day.
Oh.
Robin did really well. Matias did crazy
And I
well that
remember I
day.
told him, like, this painting, and he was like, really? I hated that one. And I was
No,
like,
I
what?
loved it. That was the painting of flowers, right?
I think, but I
The
don't
little
remember the purple little.
color, or was it lighter?
No, I remember like a yellow.
Oh, okay, I figured.
Because it was
Yeah,
in the back, like in the back part of
I don't
the
know why I thought they
place.
would be purple.
And there were like little parcels of ground.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Ah, it was
amazing.
so
He did
good.
so good.
Yeah. Let me see, because maybe I have the painting here. Not here, not here. Maybe here. Robin Sita Avi. Matthias was the field behind the property. Side
Yes.
fields of flowers. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that was
painting was
crazy good.
so good.
Yeah. Let me see.
You know,
Mm,
but you can look for it later, Daniel Lira. Don't worry about it.
okay. I
I was
say
just
okay, and
reminded.
I'm.
Yeah.
No, I need to see it. This one.
Yes, it was so. Yeah, they were
The
lighter,
well, the
but there's something so specific about it. Like you were talking about, like the smallness of things.
yeah,
Like I would have never been able to paint what he painted because I see bigness.
yeah.
But the fact that he wanted to see the smallness in that patch, oh my god, it
And
was
it was so
so
cool
good,
because
so well done.
yeah,
Like
because also he was able to talk about the like the little details, but by painting the big like the bigness of it. I don't
Yeah,
know how to
yeah, it's
explain
amazing.
it.
No, it was like
It was
perfect
so
execution.
good.
I
So,
thought,
so
yeah.
good. Darían Gallardo dice, ir más de lo general a lo particular. Gracias por los consejos, chicos.
Pero no necesariamente. Yo creo que digamos que las normas tradicionales de pintura dicen ese tipo de cosas, pero la verdad es que no siempre eso es para todo el mundo. O sea, hay personas, como Dani estaba diciendo, hay personas que funcionan distinto. Dani es una de esas personas que ve la particularidad y como que no logra, por más de que ella sepa
No puedo.
racionalmente que no, es que es mejor y es menos abrumador ir de grande a pequeño. Dani tiene una sensibilidad que es como, no, es que lo pequeño me fascina, o sea, me atrae muchísimo.
No,
Entonces,
y yo siempre he dicho, incluso en cuando estaba en la universidad y era dibujo de figura humana, a mí me costaba muchísimo cuando era, no, listo, un dibujo rápido, porque yo terminaba haciendo un dibujo de un pie o terminaba haciendo un dibujo de una mano y claro, entonces el profesor me acuerdo que me decía, trata de hacer uno rápido donde así sea con formas, me hables del cuerpo para saber que estás como entendiendo todo eso y ya luego pues concéntrate en hacer esa parte que tú quieras y eso era lo que yo terminaba haciendo. O sea, yo hacía como la pose con como formas grandes y luego la cosa en la que me estaba fijando y ahí duraba toda la sesión porque es que no sé, o sea, no sé, mi cerebro funciona así. Sophie dice, Nico, una pregunta.
sí, señora.
Estoy haciendo una pintura para regalar y me gusta mucho cómo está, pero no sé si seguirla. ¿Podría pedirte una opinión por Instagram?
Sí, sí, pero Sofi, pues es un regalo
Sí, no, y como, y pues
y le
yo
gusta.
diría, Sophie,
Sofi,
la
no me
decisión
la
es
tiene
de
que, sí,
Sophie. O
no
sea,
me
¿qué
la
tal
tiene que
que
mostrar.
Nicolás diga,
Sí,
no, está horrible, o no, me
no.
encanta, o
Sofi,
no?
honestamente, primero es un regalo. Segundo, le está gustando en donde está la pintura, Sofi.
Creo que
Pues
Sophie ya
pare,
tiene la respuesta.
sí, pues pare y regálele la pintura así. Y es como decirle a la persona, oye, me encantó así donde está la pintura. Y ya, es súper, la verdad la vuelta está re fácil, Sofi. Pero por favor, mándeme la imagen y la miramos.
Creo que me vibró el celular. A ver. Mm, yeah, look, so Robin has the three paintings
Oh my
that he did.
God, that is so
Yeah, it was
gorgeous.
so good.
He was like,
Killing it.
yeah, he was amazing that day.
And I mean, I think it's very cool to see how sometimes, I mean, I think you talked about this some days ago. Like, sometimes you paint something and you're like, oh, I'm killing this. It's going to be amazing. And nobody likes it.
Yeah,
And sometimes you're like super insecure of what you did. You're like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Because I think that Matias was like
he
that.
was. I
He
remember
was
he was
like,
like, I don't know
no,
how I
I'm
did
not gonna show
today.
them
No.
all. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're amazing. And he was like, are they? Because I was struggling so bad. And yeah, I think it's,
Yeah, art can blind you
yeah,
at times. It's absurd how much it has the power to change our perception, to
yeah,
like completely alter our perception. We have like no almost like self knowledge, like self acknowledgement. It's so tough to say, you know, I have to tell you sometimes I'm like when I tell you, I'm not looking for validation
no,
from
I
you.
know.
I'm looking for like whenever I tell you like
Like different
I
eyes
just don't know. I just
on
don't
it.
know
Yeah,
anymore. Like
yeah,
I have
no, that happens
no
to me.
idea how good or bad this is anymore. I'm just lost.
Yeah,
So,
no, and that happens to me too. Sometimes I tell you, like, hey, can you be super, hey, no?
hey, that's how
Hey,
we yeah.
stranger,
Whenever
can
I
you
hear
be
hey, I know that Danny's looking for me.
can you be super honest about this
Sure, stranger.
carving I'm doing?
Yes, I was just walking right
Because
next to
sometimes
you,
you
but
just need
yes.
to step back, but sometimes someone's else input on what you're doing
Yeah,
can be super refreshing or can point you in the direction of something you know that you're kind of like weird about, but your brain is so into what you're doing that you can't spot what that particular thing is.
right.
Yeah, and I do remember that after, I mean, everyone was telling Matthias that that was an amazing, like,
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
amazing day for him.
Yes.
And I think it was the day after or in the dinner or something. He was like, you know what? I do like them. I do like them now that
What
I
I
can.
am amazing.
No, no, no. But he was like, now that I can see them like without the struggle, I do like them. Because I remember that he was telling me that he was struggling so bad. So maybe that's why he was like blinded by the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Um, Robin Sita was saying, just sent you the triptych on Instagram.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah, we
got
just
it.
saw it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
yeah.
Robin.
And I remember that Robin was also in
Oh,
love
Robin did
with those.
amazing that day.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I was going to say in love with those of
Yes.
Matthias, but yeah, of course she did amazing. And she was near, I mean, she was painting with Abby, and I was near there.
Mother and
So
daughter.
I
Mother
was
and daughter. I was gonna
matter
say
and
daughter. Mother and son. Although mother and daughter would be fine with Abby too.
yeah. And I was going there to distract them. Or
Oh,
maybe they
nice.
were distracting me a little. I love talking to them. They were so fun. They are so fun. César Ramírez dice, siempre muy relajante mirar un live mientras hago nada en el trabajo. Sí.
César lo van a echar. Esos comentarios no los haga públicos, César.
O cuéntenos qué trabajo es. Porque pues buenísimo uno estar
Sí, en
trabajando
un
en un
reactor
sitio donde no
nuclear
puede
está.
hacer nada. Sí, donde no hace nada igual le pagan.
Está Homero Simpson ahí.
Javier Ugarte dice, Nico, ¿estás pintando más transparente? ¿Liquid?
No, esto es súper grueso. Todo es
Sí,
grueso.
sí, sí, sí.
Claro que me siento halagado si me dicen que sí estoy pintando transparente. No, no, no. De pronto ahorita la imagen está muy blown,
No,
¿no? ¿Le bajamos de pronto?
si quieres, pero no está muy...
No, es que no la veo desde acá.
O sea, ¿te la puedo mostrar? Oye,
O
está
si
on
quieres,
fire.
si quieres mira tú y
Mira.
mira. Bajémosle un poquito, como un pasito.
A ver.
Pues no un paso, un tercio de
Ay,
paso,
Chili.
tercio de
¿Qué
paso y
pasa?
miramos a ver.
¿Qué pasa?
So we're gonna we have it like a little not overexposed, but we do change the exposure a little bit because it tends to be a little the natural exposure of the camera tends to be a little less.
La puse en cero.
No, so let's do más 03. Yeah, so let's leave it there. So that maybe you guys can pick up some of the modeling that I've done here. But no, this has a lot of paint, actually.
A ver si se calma. La fiera. Chili, say hi. Hi.
Now say bye.
Sophie dice, ahí te la mandé, Dani, es que es un regalo para gente que admiro, entonces es como una presión, jaja.
No,
A
pero
ver,
uno regala, Sophie, uno regala cosas que a uno lo hicieron feliz y que uno, y no hay mejor regalo que algo que a uno le guste. O sea, que uno sienta como, uy, les voy a dar algo que realmente disfruté, me hizo sonreír, siento que es chévere. Seguramente si
estás comiendo.
eso hizo esa imagen para uno, también va a ser la imagen para las otras personas.
Mira.
Ah, está muy linda. Está muy linda. Y me gusta que sea así suelta, es más como evocadora. Entonces
Ok.
ya entiendo por qué. Pensé que era algo como menos específico, pero no, yo creo que está muy linda.
Se está Chili comiendo una manchita
Una
de
manchili.
mi camisa, de mi saco. O sea, creo que tenía una manchita de comida.
Ah, bueno.
Ya no,
Chili ya
pero
es
ahora tengo una
aspiradora
mancha de
y
babas.
lavadora.
Sí, tengo que decir que no he vuelto a tallar desde la llegada de Chili porque me da pánico. Tengo que encontrar una manera de mantener toda la viruta en una zona específica porque me da pánico con esta aspiradora que es Chili,
Sí, ese
que se
estómago
coma.
lleno de madera.
Sí, sí, sí. No, y se la come, o sea,
Ella
ella,
se vuelve la escultura.
sí, o sea, Chili Pinocho con la primera talla que yo haga se
Chilocho.
vuelve de madera ella. Em, Catherine Poremsky was saying, I completely lack the ability to see my work, unfortunately. I keep trying, but I just feel like I can't see it objectively at all. And this is after painting for decades now.
It's very true.
Yeah.
That's the curse of painting.
No,
It
chili.
helps us develop this, this way of seeing that's pretty. I would say it's pretty amazing. I love to see the world as a painter, but it blinds us in many other aspects. So
Now I
yes,
have like a puddle of dog saliva
nice. What you always
in
wanted.
my
That's what you
sweater.
wanted for Christmas. So yes.
Yeah. Well, chili. So, I mean, one for the other, you
Mm,
may you would say.
ones.
Um Gian Mario D'Alessio dice, hola amigos, siempre un placer encontrarlos aquí. ¿Tienen
Jan
algún
Mario.
consejo para dibujar zapatos, botas, etcétera? Por ahora he estudiado un poco los de Lindecker y cómo
Preciosos.
acentúa los ángulos.
Uf, sí.
Saludos.
Yo creo que ese es el mejor,
¿Referente?
pues no sé si el mejor referente,
Pues, pero es uno
pero es que es un monstruo.
increíble,
Primero es un
sí.
monstruo, entonces, y segundo es que hace unos zapatos. ¿Sabe a quién puede mirar? También a Albert Dorn. Al Dorn, A-L, y el apellido es Dorn, D-O-R-N-E. Uf, hace unos zapatos así de esos como viejos, pero tiene una cantidad de estructura que es preciosa. Yo creo que es eso, es quizás ser súper consciente de que el zapato uno tiende a hacer una forma como estilizada, pero también toca hacerla girar en el espacio. Entonces uno tiene que ver como, sí que sea estilizada, pero entenderla también como un volumen que gira en el espacio. Yo hice unos que yo siento que son bonitos, pero no porque esté haciendo un juicio sobre mi propia obra, sino porque son los zapatos de mi papá y pues es como una especie de retrato póstumo que los hicimos una semana, no recuerdo qué
Sí.
semana era, pero
Puedo buscarla si quieres.
de pronto creo que, no sé por qué siento que es como al comienzo,
Espérame
alrededor del
que
comienzo del
me
segundo
suelten.
año.
Me dejen de lamer.
No, bueno, y sí, y toca mi mouse y mi teclado con esas babas, no pasa nada, Dani,
Pues
no
como
pasa
así,
nada,
o
no,
sea,
no pasa
Chili te va a
nada.
ver a la cara todo el tiempo y te están preocupando
Oye, y tengo
ahorita.
la piel impresionante.
¿Sí? No, en
Sí.
cambio a mí me está...
Huele hediondo la cara, me huele hediondo, pero la piel,
¿Sí?
un bebé.
A ver. A ver, Chili, ayúdame a buscar acá. Mm, déjame ver si puedo leerte una pregunta mientras.
Sí, señora.
Eh, estoy viendo, pero hay comentarios, pero no preguntas, entonces si quieres, no sé, hablar un poquito de cómo vas con la pintura.
Y
Mientras busco.
bueno, y los comentarios eran de qué.
No, es que si los leo no puedo buscar la pintura
Ya
que
le
decía,
entiendo,
el
sí,
video
sí,
que decías, entonces
sí,
ya
señora.
ahorita los leo, pero pues
So let me
adelante.
see, how am I going? How am I doing? How am I going?
How am I going?
Yeah, yeah. A little bit kind of scattered my brushstrokes. That is something that I like, but it's something that I'm kind of horrified of overdoing, perhaps, because I do love these kind of free floating brushstrokes that are very almost like these. I don't know. I kind of imagine myself as having like a little hatchet and just carving something with like these single strokes, and it's I don't know why whenever I see like these kind of singular brushstrokes that sometimes don't have a ton of context or sometimes they feel void of connection with other strokes. um they are kind of inherently wrong, if you really think about it. Brushstrokes tend to make sense only when they're surrounded by other decisions that make them make sense, that activate kind of like their worth or the reason for being. But I sometimes I am enjoying this sort of lack of connection that comes with these very sort of singular strokes that are floating. Maybe it's bad practice, but I don't know. What do you say about bad practices that you're enjoying and that you feel that are helping you achieve something that you want? It's hard to say, oh, hard to come up with like an answer that is born from for example, the place where I was taught, which is like academy, because if I try to come up with an answer that is satisfying my academic upbringing, I would just only say, "Well, it's wrong. Don't do it." So it's very hard to think of it from there, from that standpoint. So I try to justify them just from like an experiential, thing that I kind of know what I want to get out of my painting, and this thing that's wrong is getting me closer to what I want from my painting. So it's almost kind of hard to argue when you realize that things that are inherently wrong are aiding you. So I don't know.
Shade was saying that's the definition of style. Bad practices one enjoys.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a shady quote.
Shady answer
Shady
always.
quote.
Yeah.
Um oh, so by the way, Gian Mario, ahí puse el link del video de, de los zapatos del papá de Nicolás, de la pintura.
Mm. What week
Fue
was it? Ah, qué pena. ¿Qué semana?
semana 29, 2020.
Wow, no.
5 de agosto.
Uf.
Sí,
¿Tienes tareas, mi Ferchuchi? Sí, eso es un sí.
esa semana se llamaba Push.
Ush, wow. No recordaba que el contexto en el que
¿En
se
el que lo
había
habías hecho?
hecho esa pintura, no.
Sí, hiciste, a ver, te digo, la mía cocinando,
Sí, la
que es súper,
distorsión, súper
ajá.
distorsionada.
Una mía con el saco de Mickey Mouse.
Ah, me acuerdo, sí, sí, es buena.
La de tu papá.
Sí.
La de tu mamá, que es la cabeza súper delgadita,
Ah, sí,
con
otra
el
vez.
sol
Mucha
atrás.
distorsión
Sí,
entonces,
muy
sí.
chévere. Pues por eso era push, como que
Sí,
estabas empujando distintas cosas. Y una mía que es en el sofá,
sí.
con una moña, que es como mi cabeza
Ah, me
sobre el
gusta así como
lateral.
con
Sí, sí,
dibujito.
sí. Esa.
Ya la recuerdo, sí. Sí,
Ujú.
creo que el contexto para definir push en el de mi papá era más como la dificultad de hacer una pintura de él.
Como de
Que
volver a.
sí, porque
Sí.
esa es la última pintura que hice, pues que hasta ahora, aunque no, pues por ahora
Mm,
no tengo
No hiciste
ningún.
la de tu cabeza.
Ah, bueno, sí, sí,
Sí, sí,
sí.
sí.
Ese fue, digamos, el último ejercicio que
Ujú.
nace desde el querer representar a mi papá. Sí, tienes toda la razón.
Sí, sí, sí. A ver. Dice y dice. Liad was saying, I should do a live stream where I paint a quote unquote white painting, but really all I'm doing is running a brush over a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Like
What is
those
that,
videos that your sobrino, I forgot the name,
nephew?
nephew showed us. They were like, look at this amazing video. They're matching the color.
Oh, right, right,
Like
right.
they mix and they match the
Yeah, but
perfect
who's
color.
the contemporary artist that did the titles of paintings like the something of snow, a painting of somebody in snow, blah blah blah. Is it Baldessari or I forget who it is?
I don't know.
Yeah,
And how is it?
it's
Is
like
it
a
just like
contemporary.
a
It's like a list. No, I think it's a typewritten list if I'm not mistaken. It's just ideas for painting or ideas for titles of paintings or something like that. Somebody can help me out, maybe. I forget who it is, and there's one of snow that is quite kind of like what Liat was describing. Yeah, but I
no?
don't know how to Google that. Titles contemporary.
Well,
It's
I wrote contemporary artist ideas of painting list, but
no. It's that's
no.
a little vague. Let me see. Give me 2 seconds to see if I can find it. Or check the chat. Maybe people know already. It's kind of famous. Um
mm, no, 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 nadie ha dicho por ahora.
oh no, that's not it. I forget. It's kind of I think it's famous. Um, no, I don't even know how to go about.
I don't know where Chile is, and I don't know if I
She's
should
somewhere.
know.
I hear her gnawing at something
Chile,
in a very rat-like manner.
ven.
Oh, where is the? Yeah, it's just one of those conceptual works, you know.
Espera, cogió algo.
Let me see. Um, no. No, no. No, I can't seem to find it. Ugh. Well, maybe somebody will remember. What happened, Daniel Ira? Did she eat tea? Her poo? Maybe. Yeah, that's dogs do that. Dogs are nuts. Ah, it's okay. Nah, it's okay. Um, I'm trying to, I was very, very worried to see if by extending this background, like extending the atmosphere of the background, I would miss some of the, I don't know. I kind of like this weird shape that's kind of cut out here. But I do think that it's necessary for me to surround like that portrait with other tones. So we're gonna keep doing that. I think it's the best, even though it's there is something kind of beautiful about leaving things kind of undone. Um, I feel that I should go for it. Yeah, it's maybe I have to battle with this a ton because I feel that I'm either becoming like I don't want my attraction for simpler stuff to feel like I'm becoming complacent. I much rather feel like I'm always pushing, but it's very hard to me to try and figure out how to push when what is attracting me is sort of less and less and less. It's sort of like making less or fewer things in painting, let's say. Not less, but just being far more um like economical in what I'm trying to say and what I'm and the way in which I'm trying to solve it. So I don't know. I still feel guilty uh about looking at something and feeling it is it kind of done? Like would I understand it as something that's done even though it doesn't satisfy or it doesn't kind of coincide with how I've learned you know how I was taught how things were defined as done or defined as resolved. I still struggle with it. I wish I could be of a stronger mind and say, "Oh no, I'm deciding that this is done, with these few little things." Uh truth is I still struggle. Truth is I still kind of have to face, the this very tough moment of decision making where I say, is it like would I be considered lazy by doing this or would it be considered just like a lesser painting if I just wanted to stop. So I struggle a lot with that, but we'll see. Although the other day I was looking at what was it? It was like a Flickr account of somebody that had taken photos of a Whistler, one of the what's it called? The Battersea Bridge. What was it? The fireworks over the Battersea Bridge. Is that what that painting is called? And oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that painting, if you ask me right now, I don't think it would make. I have to make like an updated top five paintings, which I don't know if I would change my top five, but I think that that painting has to be in my top 10 paintings for sure. So, I saw some really good photos of that painting, and it just gives me all the answers that I need. It is just an extraordinary painting, I feel. Extraordinary painting. It's so like abstract and bold and subtle at the same time. I've never seen a painting be so like about so little and yet be able to say so much and feel so bold. Uh I don't know. It's a very very particular feeling, that painting. Or
So, Robin Sita was saying Robert Ryman, right?
is that? Oh,
Maybe.
maybe. Yes. Yes. I think so, Robin. Let's see. Okay, my phone is like gone. Cool. Could you do it? Because my phone is like, I'm getting the same thing that I showed you yesterday, that I just type stuff and it just doesn't do anything. I think it is, yes. Titles for paintings or something like that. That's what it's called, right?
Mm,
No? Titles for possible paintings, future painting, ideas for future paintings, something like that.
mm,
Well, maybe Robin Sita can help us out.
let's see. Um,
No? We stopped the search?
well,
Let me
but
see.
because you were saying if maybe
Yeah, yeah,
Robin
maybe,
Sita,
maybe.
because I was looking for it and I
It's
put
okay. It's okay.
Robert. Is it Ryman? Raymond?
I think so, isn't it?
I don't know how to do the pronunciation. That's what I'm asking.
It's okay.
Titles for paintings,
Yes, yes.
and I just found like the titles of the paintings he's
Oh, okay.
done. So
No, there's a
and then
work.
I put list of titles for paintings, but I got the
Yeah.
same
No, I
result.
can't
So
even Google. I can't even Google on my phone. It's so broken. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay.
mm, Carla Anglada was saying I have a difficult time covering my canvas completely with paint. Um, Liad was saying, Nicolas, could you push the minimalism of it?
Minimalism.
Minimalism of it?
In which sense? Like how would you define how to push that minimalist aspect?
Oh,
Oh, you
yes.
found
So
them.
Robin Sita said,
Yes.
Shades of White.
There we
He
go.
had a retrospective covered by the New Yorker.
Okay. Do we find it?
So it says, let's see. Mm,
Okay, but I think this is like, I mean, we kind of found it, but it's okay if we don't find the actual titles. Oh, it's gonna turn into something else. It's so I think it's nice, but okay.
mm, Liad was saying, I don't know, you're the one who wants to do less and less, Nicolas.
Oh, right, right. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And maybe it wasn't me like putting you on the spot to try to define that, because it is, in my path I'm going to be the one that has to go for those things. I don't know if minimalist is quite I don't know if I would define it as minimalist, and maybe that's the word that kind of threw me off, Liad. Um, because I think minimalism in my brain it just equates to something that's very specific in art that I don't quite know if that's what I want. Um, but like I would never call Whistler's paintings like nocturne paintings minimalist. I don't know. In my brain, it just doesn't compute. It just doesn't make sense to call them that. So, um, but yeah, but there has to be like a you know like a way of understanding what I'm doing where I don't know where maybe maybe the way I'm trying maybe what I'm trying to get to is to have every little choice that I make sort of carry the weight of the painting, almost like believe that every single little decision, which it's something that you could say it's true for every painting. So I don't know how, specific that would be to my own work. But let's say that I would want to put a spotlight on that just decisions, even like, scratched out decisions or I don't know, like the fact that something has like a very specific edge to it, like tiny, tiny things that would seem like they don't really carry a ton of weight. Um, to try to help the viewer in the sense that you're communicating to them that it does carry weight. I'm trying to think as I'm talking. I'm trying to think like who sort of who looks like that, who would be a person that's similar to that so that I can, find some sort of solace in their work. And I'm struggling. Um Let me think. Oh, you know what? What? Maybe Ashley Wood. Ashley Wood. I think that's whenever I see an Ashley Wood painting, it feels like it was painted like in 10 minutes. And but it just feels like every single thing that he knows about painting and drawing is in the painting, and it's incredible. It's just so full of experience and knowledge, and it's experience that like opened up this door for him that let him solve paintings in this way. But um but yeah, I would say that. I mean, aside from the sort of board that I did on Instagram that had those Vuillards, and it had that gorgeous. I mean, just it just threw everything upside down for me. That completely gorgeous Rembrandt painting, that sketch of a painting, but in my brain, it's a painting. That one, I adored that image so much that I don't know. I want to go for things like that. I just I can only hope that in my brain I have the belief that that's what I want to go for, and hope that in the execution that that sort of push, that force that is driving me to go for those things is going to let me organically get closer to that. Because I don't think I can force those things.
You want me to turn on any light?
No, I think
You're
it
good?
does it look weird
No, no,
on
no, you.
screen because it's getting darker for us
Oh,
here.
yeah, no, but I'm
What
thinking
time is it? Like
you're
5:40 or something?
5:58.
Okay, so it's later.
No, 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 I'm just
Oh, look at that
thinking.
sky.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just thinking of your eyes. Well,
No, no,
that
no.
sounded super.
Oh, thank you.
Thinking about your
Yeah, yeah,
eyes.
yeah. My eyes are like diarrhea color.
No, they're
For anyone that was
no.
interested slash
No, they're like
um,
honey and
nuts.
green.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
No. Lemony, honey, or limey, people
Limey.
would
Lie
say.
to me.
Limey, honey
Blimey.
color. Mine are like the color of my hair, kind
Yeah.
of. Um, let's see. So Robin Zita was saying, just send the link, painting along, so I'm a bit thumbed up. So yeah, I have the link here. It's this one, the one I showed you.
Yeah.
But I don't see. I don't. Maybe it's because I don't know the work.
Oh, it's okay. No, no, no. If I'm not mistaken, he made like a list. Like there is a list of the title for the of the titles for the paintings, and they're all supposed to be like white on white. So he made like clever. He kind of like devised clever ways in to describe a white on white painting. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I kind of remember. So um, so what Liad was describing was just that.
Mm,
That's why I sort of half-assedly remembered that because I should know these things.
I have to. Okay. Wait, because I got a notification.
Yeah, about
YouTube new uh
policies.
terms.
Oh, it's okay.
So I'm just accepting.
Yeah.
Accept, accept, accept. Submit. Mm,
So this is where I'm at right now. So I know this feels like not much, but there's something about it that I really like. Like I really really like. Um, because it defies what I wanted to do at the beginning. And for me, these are exercises slash ways of trying to understand how to get to something, how to get somewhere. But the point is not to get somewhere so I can make paintings of that somewhere. The point is to, I don't know, to attempt to get there or to try to make sense of how to get there. So that is what I want. I don't know. I want this feeling of always trying to always trying to think I know where I'm headed, and then I'm just trying to figure out how to walk down that path. And the cool thing is that as I'm walking down that path, new questions arise, and those new questions can take me to another path, and then that's how I always feel that my future is going to be. Like year after year, it's just going to be one path that very assuredly pushes me to walk down it's its journey, the journey that it sets out in front of me, and suddenly um I'm so convinced of walking down that path that it's giving me the tools to open up a new path and then to veer off and then walk, and do something else. I feel that that's how I am with painting, and I think it's horribly exciting. So even if things are not, I don't know how to express it properly, but even if things are not fully developed, I like the way ideas sort of, you know, are born, and the way and how in art we can just keep this framework where you don't just have the idea develop, like fully, evolve into what I would think is like a work of art, but I think that we can freeze it in time and just have it in that gestating moment where it's just like this infancy of an idea. I like those things. I kind of like those. I don't know why I'm attracted to those things, but I like them. They're super exciting. Perhaps because you don't have to fully develop them, and then because when you fully develop them, you start to find flaws and things that they are and they're not, and you recognize like their parameters. But when it's this very abstract notion, it just feels like it's a universe, like it's an ever expanding universe. And so this is what I'm thinking right now. Like initially, I said I'm gonna paint a blown out portrait, which I think I'm doing, which I think I'm covering that ground. But here's the thing: as a painter, I also realize the more context I bring into the painting to show how much of it was in shadow, and in order to show that like this kind of jab of light that is just pushing through this small segment of Danny's portrait and down her neck. If I could give a bigger context, then that initial sort of drive to do that that to speak about that instance of light would be heightened, right? If I say more, then you can concentrate on that bullseye, um, more easily. I guess in order for you to imagine, I can't just draw a dark circle and call it a bullseye, right? It has to sort of be, well, it could be like a reticle, but if you're thinking about calling it a bullseye, it has to be like concentric circles that sort of show you how closer you're getting to that focus point.
Mhm.
And I think that this painting, the conception of the painting is, yeah, you need those circles, those rings, those outer rings, so that you can slowly move into the what is going to be, the bullseye of your painting, that exclamation point of your painting. But what if you just paint this, like, what if you insinuate that there's like this broader universe, but you don't paint it, but you paint a thing, and you try to understand it as a bullseye, even though it's not. Like, what happens to the image? Like, what happens to something if you don't have the things that point to it? You just have it, but you're sort of playing with the idea of the of I don't know, the viewer maybe understanding that there's an outer notion of things that push to it, but they're not represented. I'm probably thinking way too abstractly, but I like it because, you know, I can picture the painting where I paint everything and then I paint the single kind of bit of light. I can picture it. That's how that painting is supposed to work. But I'm kind of curious to understand what happens to an image if you don't paint those things. If you just paint this floating light and you expect it to be, a blown out light. I think that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
So that was my very ornate way of saying, I think I like the painting where it is.
Mhm.
I actually really like where it is. And I'm going to leave it like this. And so, God help me, if this is too little, which I don't believe it's too
No.
little. But those are my demons. Like, I'm struggling with those stupid demons. But I love it as it is. I love it because you know what? Because I've done 1,000 paintings where I finish all of that stuff up. I know what that looks like, but I don't. I never let myself do, like, I love these two little strokes here.
Mhm.
These two little like rectangles of a strokes that are pushing up, and then this little one going down. Like, I really like how all my strokes, like this sort of haphazard contour. I love how it looks. Love it. I really do. So come on, just leave it. And by the way, I've been looking at those Dean Cornwells that he would do, or Meat Schaefer's, but specifically Cornwell that he would do for like Harper's, Bazaar or something, where you would have to leave space for like the title of the short story, and then they would fit the text in some other area. Like, even by looking at the painting, at the the vignette, you could tell where the type was going to be, where the title was going to be, and where all the type was going to be. Um, where the break was going to be in the magazine if it was like a double page spread. Um, but I love those sort of vignette paintings of Cornwell. I adore them. Like, who else has those? Like Clement Cole, Joseph Clement Cole has some of those in pen and ink, and I freaking love those. I have been looking at those for so long in the past couple of weeks, just examining composition and rhythm, and they're so beautiful. Oh my god. I even fucking love, I know I'm going into a rabbit hole with this, but I even love that there are these Rockwells where he would have to clean up his edge. So he would use like straight, I would guess, lead white paint, because I think he painted with lead white. So straight lead white paint, blah, 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 lead white paint to sort of shape his contours, because in those vignette paintings, the contours were super important. But the coolest thing is that the paper or the cardboard that they were painted on has yellowed like so much that the white has like no reason for being there, because this has turned into like an ochre color. It almost feels like a craft paper nowadays. um, but then the white has kept, its nature as white paint. So all you see is these like white brushstrokes that I'm sure at some point kind of, faded into the paper, blended into the paper. And in terms of reproduction, when they would photograph the paintings, they would, they wouldn't see, they wouldn't even register that as white paint. But to see them now as white paint, it's so beautifully bizarre. Like it's so beautiful and out of place that I adore it. I freaking adore it. Like there's so many things that are just off with it that I just love. So many of those things are like plaguing my brain now, and I want to see what happens. I want to see if, if a lot of little painting can be painting. I don't know. That's my brain. That was traveling through my brain. Uh, and I gave you guys like a 5 minute ride. I don't even know if it's worth it, that ride, but that's what I'm struggling with. That's where I'm at. So we're going to leave this here because I like it.
Roslyn was saying, I enjoy hearing those thoughts on your painting. Thanks for being willing to share.
No, no,
And
thank
Carla
you.
Anglada was saying, I think I'm drawn to paintings that have areas, quote unquote, unfinished, where the viewer can feel in.
Yeah, I just don't.
And Carla was
I'm
saying,
sorry.
yes, definitely worth the ride.
Yeah, I just that I'm trying to like clear my brain, like unlearn what unfinished means, what the ideas of finished or unfinished mean, in order to be able to access what is and not what, because finished or unfinished supposes a a state that is already sort of agreed upon, right? It supposes that we already know, we already agree upon what is a finish and what is, like, there is a sense of expectation that has been historically met, and we've, based on the collection of those efforts, we've already, designed this idea that satisfies that notion. What is a finish? Um, but I'm trying to like make my stupid brain unlearn what is finished or unfinished, because I'm trying. The only way I think I can access like clean slate and see things for what they are is if I don't carry that expectation with me.
Mm-hmm.
If I carry it with me, I'm always going to think of a Whistler or a Cornwell, and I'm always, I guess, in a good way, I'm going to try to find solace in the things that I think can help my case, let's say. But I'm always going to feel guilty when I think of the things that I admire that are far from that would tell me, oh no, you're just being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, being in there can put me in a very good position if I can find relevant, let's say, references. But it can also, in that same place, I can also find an incredible amount of self doubt. And, I've been struggling trying to understand if I should just be in that place and just take, the side of the works that would aid my case, or if I could just not be in that place at all, if I could just take myself out of that place, which is way more like abstract, but I think it's super healthy. Like it could be super interesting to just not know, like, or not care what, like, what the paintings prior to me have defined as finished or unfinished, and just, pay attention to what you're doing. Like try to understand what was your objective, try to understand what you were going for originally, but also try to see things that have been happening, while you were, trying to define those things, while you were pursuing those things in paint. Like pay attention, like open your eyes and pay attention to the thing that is happening while you're painting. And I think that that's incredible. But I only feel I can get there if I'm outside of that little box that is called finish or unfinished,
Mm-hmm.
or sketch or study.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not there mentally, I think I'm going to be able to see things that I wasn't able to see. And maybe the paintings are the same, but I don't care about what they look like. I care about what I'm able to access. So, yeah. So, in order to kind of grant myself that right, or to push myself in a way that I'm telling myself, like, go on, like, go on that stupid ride, even if it feels like the dumbest thing in the world, like the most abstract thing in the world. That's what's crying to me right now. Like, that is the thing that is calling me and saying, like, hey, try it. Like, what are you gonna what are you gonna miss? Are you gonna miss the paintings that you've already done hundreds of times and you already know what they're gonna look like? Like, I mean, that's such a safe place. It's so attractive, but that's such a safe place that I just don't want it. I need painting to be um to push me way more than that. And safe places don't push us. So we're gonna leave it here. I don't know. I don't know if that was interesting to anyone.
No,
That
it
was
was.
me in my brain for like a little
Shade was
bit.
saying, the ride is what I'm here for. Love it, Nicolas. Well, painting is all about searching. So to me, these thoughts are exactly what differentiates art proper from illustration, let's say, because the skills are very much shared.
Sure. Sure.
Liad was saying, I'm always not there mentally. It's a lot easier. And Shade was saying, ha ha ha, Liad. Yeah. So I think that's it for today.
Yes, I think so.
Thank you everyone for joining us in this kind of a late live stream.
You know what's making it later? Well,
The
the fact that,
light?
like, yeah, it's getting darker super quickly
Mm-hmm.
here right now. I mean,
No.
that's something that happens. I mean, we're not inventing anything. This is something that happens every year. I don't know why I'm way more sensitive to how dark it's getting. Like, it is in the mornings, it's very dark. Even like past 6 in the morning, it's
Hmm.
so dark. It's so weird.
Hmm.
Um, but even like right now, there's just little light.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
know,
very little
also
light.
because of the change of space, because when I was editing here, I do remember I had to turn on the lights
Yeah,
at
maybe the other
maybe like
room, like
five,
the
four.
lights bounced off the walls a little
Well,
bit
I
more
think
and
it was
and
more of
made
a very controlled light.
yeah,
So then you wouldn't realize the changes outside.
maybe.
But you are also right in the sense that it's getting dark earlier and it's like the
Oh,
sun is getting out
and you know
super
what?
late.
Our painting times are like chilly hyper times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's hyper.
Yeah, she's
Like,
been.
you guys are not seeing us, but we're trying to paint and we're also like, I have an eye on my painting and an eye
I
just
even
thinking
feel
like
bad
Chili
because
is dying right
I
now.
have to step away a lot.
Yeah,
But
but
I
it's a
mean,
baby dog. It's a
it's
puppy,
a
so
puppy, so I think that everyone that has a dog or a pet or has had a baby puppy animal, whatever, they
thing.
understand.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she is, she can put your mind, your arm, your mind at like super busy.
yeah.
But she's awesome. She's alive. I don't know how she makes it during the streams, but I think she's
No, I
she's
think
alive.
she loves it.
I think she likes
She's
it because
like,
it's her
I'm
free
free.
time,
Yeah.
but that
She could
means
be a
she's like,
rebel.
I'm gonna eat anything.
Well, she ate poop.
She ate poo. Yeah, she was like, you know what? I'm trying that.
No, that's terrible.
The
She
same
has
way I'm
never done
trying to
that.
leave stuff out, she's like, you know what? You know that thing that came out of my body? Fuck it, I'm trying it.
No. Mm-mm. We have to do
Well,
something.
she had to understand it tastes like crap.
I don't know if she did.
I think she
Like
she's
she
probably
ate a
like, "Oh
whole
yeah, that
thing.
tastes like shit." Yeah. Now I
No.
get it. Now I get the saying.
I don't know. No, she's
Now I
looking
get
at
the
me.
expression.
I had to step out for a little bit because I brushed her teeth
Yeah.
because she ate poop. So,
You never brush my teeth when I eat poo.
well,
I feel left out.
I think
I
you could
really
do
do.
it by your own.
Feel left out, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's 4 months old. So,
I mean, this is going to be geriatric care for you, Danny, so.
Robin Cito was saying, please share some wild chili. As we were saying, I mean, we would need a GoPro, like a tiny GoPro, because a GoPro would weigh too much on her. But it would be like vomit camera, because she's like running everywhere, biting things.
Eating her vomit.
Yeah. No, she hasn't vomit. You
No,
know?
she hasn't. That's
No?
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, with all the
Well,
things,
she ate poop. So
with
maybe.
all the struggles that she because she's very curious. It's not like because that's a dog shouldn't do that consistently, not at all. But she's just super curious.
Mm.
Like she's a crazy curious dog. But I'm telling you, for as much as like she's super hyper, that dog is brilliant. Like I've had stupid dogs. I'm not like I can call a dog like dumb. I
Mhm.
had a very dumb dog in a basset hound. Oh my god, like a brick. So and I loved him. He's like an amazing dog, but a brick. And but this dog is quick. She has a wit to it. She's pretty amazing. It's pretty
Robin
remarkable.
Sita was saying, I've been trying to stop the poop interest for 12 years. So, Robin Sita, you should go to
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
someone.
Please, yeah.
And Liet was saying, I don't think they want a camera attached to her, just film her. But I mean, we have a webcam.
No, no, we were
So,
joking about the.
yeah, yeah. No, and I mean, I do film her. I think I do post a lot of stories of her on
Yeah,
my Instagram.
she's
So,
she's great. She's great.
yeah, crazy but great. So, yeah, thank you
Anyways,
everyone for joining us.
thank you.
Remember, we have our first YouTube short if you want to
Yeah,
check it out.
give it a short look.
No, or well, yeah, a short
I
log,
I
a
I
short log, a short look is the full look.
yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
if it counts like if somebody because they are shorts. I wonder if you view it if a single viewer views it 1,000 times. Does it
Yes,
count 1,000 times?
that's how TikTok also works.
What? Oh, that's why there's so many views.
Yes, because you could like
Okay.
watch
Now
it
I
and watch
get
it and
it.
watch it.
Oh, now
So,
I get it. It's ridiculous then. Okay,
well,
it's kind of dumb.
no, it's not.
Well, I think it's kind of dumb.
No,
But
because you could
anyways,
watch it and
but
just
please watch it.
and watch it and watch it and watch it
Oh,
again.
watch it until your eyes bleed.
Yes.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you everyone. Remember we have a webpage. It's
Yes?
called ourpaintedlives.com. It's
Yes.
over here
Yes.
where we sell all of the paintings that Nicolas does and
Yeah.
we sell
Chili,
all
come
of the
here.
things we do.
Keep
Um
talking, Danny. I'll try to catch Chili.
yeah, we also have Instagrams. They're over there too if you want to check them out. For more art slash chili content. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us. Are you trying to catch her to say goodbye?
Yes.
Say goodbye with your poop smell,
Oh, she
breath
smells like
smell.
me.
No, I cleaned her mouth.
Look. What do
We
you
could
think?
only see your head.
Oh, sorry. What do you think? Um, she's like, okay, get me out of here. Is this art? That you call this art?
Yeah, so that was it. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Say bye, Chili.